Welcome to episode 6 of Tumbling Podcast of Flesh. This is Corey's Crypt.
This is BDG Reviews.
Alright, man, so let's just get right into the news.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I just read the other day that really bummed me out when I read it was I guess Kino was going through all the steps to release a Blu-ray 4K transfer of The Keep, but this says they can't do it due to undisclosed reasons.
Yeah, you know what that is, totally.
Michael Mann, I think, probably not wanting it to happen.
Yeah, most likely.
Because from what I understand, Michael Mann says he hates this film and he doesn't want anybody to see it. But supposedly people say it's a really good movie.
I saw it a long time ago, and I remember I really enjoyed it.
Is it a horror movie or no?
From what I know, if it's the one I'm thinking of, it's like a World War II horror movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like I'm just gonna check, make sure it's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's a bunch of Nazis are like holed up in like a castle during World War II, and
this is Michael Mann's movie?
yeah.
Wow.
And there's like some creature in the castle that like, ends up. I don't even know how to describe it. It kills a bunch of people.
Wow, that's not what I expected it to be about at all.
Yeah.
When I think of Michael Mann,
right.
I don't think of that.
Yeah. Well, apparently the budget was $600,000 back in the day.
That's still lame, though, that you can't see it because he don't want you to.
Yeah, that's a bit, yeah. Oh, maybe this is why. His original cut was 210 minutes long, and Paramount cut the movie down to 96 minutes against his wishes.
Wow. So that's probably why
Yeah.
you don't want to know. But, well, in that case, you should do like the same thing they did with Donnie Darko. Just release a director's cut and a theatrical or home video cut.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, it deserves a release, honestly.
Yeah, or at least a DVD release, because we don't even have one of those.
Yeah. Apparently, it's streaming on Amazon Video.
Yeah, I think that's the only way you could see it, and I think it used to be on Netflix. But I don't pay. I order a lot of stuff from Amazon, but I just have a hard time paying $100 up front for,
I know.
Do you have it or no?
No.
Yeah, it's just too much. If it was like 40 or something, but $100, that's too much for me to throw down in one thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if like you can break it up. If you could break it up, like do like $25 every couple months or something.
Yeah, definitely.
That could be okay, but that's one thing I always find, that when they put a high dollar price on something, even if in the long run it saves you money, it's a lot that you have to pull out at once.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it probably would be worth it how much I order. You get the free shipping and all that, but still, that's a lot of money, man.
It is, definitely.
Anyway, this next part of news is actually something I'm really stoked for. Did you check out the trailer for Darren Aronofsky's new movie?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Mother?
No, but I've heard some pretty good stuff.
Yeah, the trailer looks really good. You know who Darren Aronofsky is, right?
Yeah, what was it he did? He did,
Requiem for a Dream and Black Swan.
Yeah.
But yeah, he kind of has horror elements in his movies. But
He does.
This movie looks like his most horror type movie. It just looks really good. Like Jennifer Lawrence is it opens with her and she's like married to what the heck's that guy's name? Javier Bardem.
Ah, yeah.
From No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
But anyways, they're married and something's weird because all of a sudden Ed Harris and Michelle Pfeiffer play a married couple, and they walk in out of nowhere, and all of a sudden in the trailer Jennifer Lawrence comes up and has a picture of them.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
I think I have seen that trailer, actually. Yeah.
And Javier Bardem's like, what were you doing, going through their stuff? And
yeah.
Then the rest of the trailer is just weird imagery of like blood coming out of like a light bulb and all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I have seen that trailer.
Yeah,
I
I'm
couldn't.
excited for it, man.
I couldn't remember it being called Mother. Strangely enough.
Yeah. Are you gonna see it in theaters or no?
I don't know. I'll see what people say about it, and
Yeah.
then decide.
Well, did you like
Um,
Black Swan?
yeah,
Yeah, I did
yeah. I
too.
like Black Swan. It's the sort of thing I didn't see it in the theater, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
think I'll.
love movies where
No.
they like make you want to watch it over a couple times.
Yeah,
And Black
yeah,
Swan was
definitely.
definitely one of those.
Yeah, yeah.
And then another thing I wrote down here too, I don't remember which one it was, but I wrote down new Starship Troopers trailer.
Yeah.
Which one was that for?
I think the new one is for the CG one.
Oh, the one I had mentioned to you before
Yeah,
we started
I think
recording.
so. Yeah, I know they're planning a reboot of that series as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say because for some reason I thought this was about a reboot or something.
Yeah, from what I know, I think it's they call it like the director's trailer, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's for Traitor of Mars, the CG thing.
Oh, okay. Just like a
What?
trailer. Is I assume I didn't look, but I assume Trader of Mars isn't out yet.
I think it's coming out soon. I saw an ad, not an ad. I saw a thing talking about the. Uh, that's just talking for a one night screening of it. I don't know. I uh I don't know. I think I think they're doing a small theatrical run and then like a Blu-ray DVD release, or it might just already be out on Blu-ray and DVD. Let me take a look here. Trader of Mars. Here we go. Uh, it's an upcoming animated film.
Okay, yeah. So
So
it ain't even out yet. That would
August
that
21st.
yeah that would explain why the price was so high on Amazon.
Yeah,
Because
probably.
usually right when it comes out, it drops.
Yeah. You know, I think it'll be interesting.
Yeah,
You know.
definitely. I do
Yeah.
dig the Starship Troopers movies. So,
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty fun.
and then the next one is: did you see the new trailer they released for Leatherface?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was more story oriented. The Green Band trailer, or whatever they're
Yeah.
calling it. How do you think of the looks of this movie?
I think it looks like it could be quite good.
Yeah, me too.
You know,
Isn't it crazy they're not releasing this in wide theaters?
yeah, it is.
Like this is
I
coming to
mean,
direct TV for some reason.
I know. I don't get it. Well, all I can think is maybe because I know it's the same production company and everything that did Texas Chainsaw 3D
It's the same
and
people involved.
the same like producers and stuff. Yeah.
Huh.
So and I know that didn't do very well theatrically,
Yeah, that
but
would.
it
This
it's
stuff
made
probably
its
would
money
do
on
better
Blu-ray
on.
and stuff.
Yeah, this stuff probably would do better straight to video, anyways.
Yeah,
The
I
whole
mean,
direct TV thing is weird, though. I've never seen that.
I know. I don't get it personally.
I actually have direct TV, so I'm kind of excited. But is it one of those things where I'm going to get to see it for free, or is this it's coming to demand
I
on
think
direct TV first or something?
I think it's on demand.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't really do on-demand stuff. I usually I can wait the month or two for it to come out on video.
yeah. I'm usually the same.
I can't stand paying money to watch something without owning it, you know?
I know it's just kind of I don't know. It rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if I'm gonna pay out some money, I damn well better have something
Yeah, definitely.
when it's done. You know.
That's what sucks about the movies is you pay, well, it's like $12 here now to see a movie.
Yeah.
Is it the same up there or no?
Yeah, it's about the same. Depends on obviously the format and everything. Like the
Well, yeah,
IMAX
IMAX
ones
is
or
like
more, and
15
3D or
something.
more. Yeah. But you know, I guess it's you get the whole experience of going to the movies and everything, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, I like going, but it's one of those things where when you leave the theater, you realize usually that kid had just bought you the movie when it came out.
Yeah. And then, of course, I don't know whether you have it down there, but up here we have this super ticket. And you go to the movie, and then if you like it, within like 24 hours of going, you can pay more money, and you get like a digital copy when the movie comes out and everything. I'm like, really?
Yeah, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, it's like, no, I'll just wait for the Blu-ray, thank you, if I liked it.
That's a real thing, though? You guys
Yeah.
got up there?
Yeah, I've never taken advantage of it, and I probably never will.
Yeah, wow.
Just out of, I'm against that.
Yeah, I don't like
I don't, yeah,
Doesn't
I
it
don't do
bug
the
you?
whole digital copy thing,
Yeah, doesn't it bug you when people don't understand collecting physical media?
Yeah.
They're like, dude, you could just stream it all.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
can't
yeah,
stand that, man.
like, yeah, you could, but, like, damn it.
Like, it does save you money, but then again, I like looking at it all on the shelves, so...
Yeah, and also, once you buy something, a physical copy, it's yours forever. You decide if you don't want to see it anymore.
Yeah. That, and it's like, hard drive gets corrupted, then all that stuff's gone.
What I always found, quite a while back, I watched on Netflix that Jodorowsky's Dune.
Yeah.
About the Dune movie he was going to make.
And stuff on it.
Yeah, I loved that documentary, and I've wanted to watch it again, but it's not on Netflix anymore.
Yeah, that happens sometimes too. I wanted to watch Never Sleep Again, and
Yeah.
it's not on Netflix anymore either.
And you're like, well, damn. I mean, that kind of blows the argument right out of the water there, doesn't it?
Yep. And what's funny is when I eat dinner, I used to watch Everybody Loves Raymond. You still there? Yeah, you still there?
Yeah, still here.
I don't know what happened there.
I don't know.
But during dinner, I used to always watch Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah.
And Netflix took all them off too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I get it. Like if people aren't watching things a lot.
Yeah.
You take them off and maybe get something else on. But, I always think they should have a thing where you can, like, download it.
Yeah. No, it's one of those things, though, where it just proves the point that buying physical media is better.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And, I mean, fans will always go for the physical media.
Yeah. It's one of those things, too, where everybody keeps saying the death of physical media is going to happen soon.
It's not going to happen.
No, I think even if it did crash, I think there'll always be companies like Arrow and Intervision putting out
Definitely.
certain stuff. I think if anything, stuff will crash, but I think at least the good films will still be pushed, which is good.
Yeah, and like the only thing I can reckon is if they could come up with some form of storage device that would hold like literally like millions of terabytes of information.
Yeah.
And it would be secure, and you'd never have to worry about it, and you could get
basically just put like the cloud in one of your rooms,
Yeah,
just have
essentially.
rows of fucking hard drives and stuff.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have to worry about anything, and it was set. Then maybe you could argue, then it could work.
Yeah.
But I don't see it. I don't see physical media ever going away.
No.
It's like they always said, it's the death of printed media, with like books and everything. Have you seen bookstores? It's like people want
I refuse
a physical
to get
thing.
I refuse to get a Kindle or whatever
Yeah,
it is. I need to actually hold it, man. I can't.
yeah. I have one on my phone, just for certain things that you can't get physical copies of.
Yeah.
But for the most part,
You know what I laugh at too,
reel's
man?
the way
It's
to
like
go.
if I have to resort to downloading something, like whether it be, because even music, I still buy CDs if it's from a rapper or band I like. But say if it's like a CD or movie or a book, if I have to downloading it, I'm not paying a cent for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
I,
why.
I definitely know what you mean.
So it's like people that pay, like iTunes and all this stuff for a download makes no sense to me. Like if I'm paying money, I need it in my actual hands.
Yeah,
You know, I can't
definitely.
pay money for something that I could literally just go and download for free at another site, you know.
Yeah, I know, and people always go on about like bootlegging stuff and downloading it and everything. My thought's always been, if you want to stop like illegal downloading and everything,
Then put
give
out a
us
legit release.
a legit release and like a physical media that makes it worth our time buying it.
Like Freddy's Nightmares, man.
Yeah, damn
I
it,
just
put it out.
I know, dude, all over Facebook and all over YouTube, people are getting a bootleg Blu-ray copies of it.
Yeah,
And it's like, dude, like we just
yeah,
need a legit release already.
yeah, exactly.
Like that's
And I
sad
mean,
when bootlegs are already moving up to Blu-rays before you could even get a legit DVD release out.
yeah, yeah, and I mean, honestly, like, what do the companies think? Do they think, like we have the rights to this, and we're not going to release it? So, do they think that like the fans aren't going to try to get it one way or another?
I don't know what it is.
It's like
What's
you're
weird though,
driving us to the black market and the gray market and everything.
I know, I think there's something up though with Nightmare on or the Freddy's Nightmares because the companies they just released, remember Friday the 13th, the series. They
Yeah,
released full thing, Tales from the Dark Side and all that. So
yeah,
I think if Freddy's Nightmares was able to be released, they would have. I
yeah,
think
maybe.
there's something. I heard there's something to do with the music or something in that show that they can't release it.
Yeah, I bet that's probably the case.
Yeah,
You know, um,
because it would have been released by now.
yeah, yeah.
Or if not, that's something like. Could you imagine Scream Factory or
Oh,
something
yeah, hell
releasing a
yeah.
full box set?
Oh, it would sell. You know it would.
Yeah, it'd have to be
Yeah,
New Line or something that did it though, because I'm
probably.
sure New Line owns the rights.
Yeah, yeah. Excuse me. I kind of doubt New Line would ever, you know, they very, very begrudgingly hand the rights over, wouldn't they?
Yeah, and well, New Line
You
still
know,
hasn't given us a nice Blu-ray set of Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, they gave us a
not a
set,
proper
but it
one.
sucks.
Yeah,
And it actually includes 2 episodes of. Do you have the Blu-ray box set they put out?
yeah,
It
yeah,
actually includes 2 episodes of Freddy's Nightmares.
yeah. So obviously they have enough pull to get at least those 2 episodes.
Yeah. Don't you wish they released a Nightmare on Elm Street box set that was of similar quality to like the Halloween one? You know, where
Definitely.
each one had its own case and a
Yeah,
cardboard slip. Basically, remember the old DVD set, the Platinum Series
yeah,
DVD
yeah,
set where it was huge?
yeah.
They
That
should
was a
have done
great
something.
set.
They should have just translated that exact thing onto Blu-ray.
Yeah,
And they should have
I mean,
included the 3D glasses with parts 5 or 6.
yeah, definitely. It's the sort of thing. I don't know what it is. I mean, sometimes I think they just know that if they release it like the way they have, that a hell of a lot of people are going to buy it.
Oh yeah, well everybody did buy that
Yeah,
Blu-ray
and
set.
then I think what they're going to do eventually they're going to release a big set, and everyone will go out and buy that too.
Yeah. You know
You
what's
know,
weird though
it
is
makes me angry, but I'd probably buy it as well.
well, they're doing the exact same thing with Chucky now.
Yeah, yeah,
They're releasing another box set.
yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it works if you've never seen any of them before.
Yeah. No,
You know,
that's
if
the
you're
MO.
like,
Once a
"Ooh."
new sequel comes out, there's got to be a new box set.
Yeah, and honestly, it's the sort of thing. The last Chucky box set was good enough for me.
Oh yeah, no, I have. You know what's actually weird is I don't have the
Mhm.
Blu-ray box set. I have the single release DVDs,
Yeah,
and for some reason, I have the Chucky box set on DVD.
really.
Like I think I accidentally got sent the wrong thing, and I just never cared enough. So, but the thing is, though,
Yeah.
I never really had a huge urge to upgrade them. You know?
I know, it's the sort of thing. I mean, it's not like you're getting tons of new features or anything.
Yeah.
if that was the case, then that makes it worth it, you know.
Yeah, but
But
if I see that set for like $40 or so, I'll probably pick it up.
yeah,
Because how are the transfers to part 2 and 3?
they're pretty good. I got to admit, nice picture quality and pretty nice audio as well. Feature wise, like I said, they're
Well, they're
it's
bare
just
bones.
yeah,
The second
they
and
are.
third, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything on them, no commentaries or anything. But it's nice to see them in HD.
Yeah. No, I'll probably end up picking it up. You know
Yeah,
what
I mean,
bugs me about that set too, man, is how
yeah,
all of them have really slim features, but then you get to see the Chucky, and it's loaded, man.
I know that's a little bit. Yeah,
it's packed with special features.
yeah. I mean, like I said, I didn't mind Seed of Chucky, but it doesn't deserve the amount of features it has on it.
No.
You know, put like a commentary. That's it. That's all it needs.
Yeah, I know, I agree. But no, I want more features for part 3 though.
Yeah,
That thing's
yeah,
never had special features, and it's my second favorite of the
yeah.
whole
It
series.
has. I've always liked part 2 personally.
Well, part 2 is my favorite,
Yeah,
and then it goes 3, and then I like 1,
yeah,
and then it goes Bride, and then Seed.
yeah. And then, well, where does Curse fall?
Oh, I forgot about Curse.
Yeah.
It would go 2, 3, Curse, then 1.
But yeah, that works definitely. I mean, I thought Curse was a a big step up.
Oh, I love Curse of Chucky, but that's why I'm nervous
Yeah.
about this new one, is I think
Yeah.
Don Mancini's going back into the goofy route now.
Yeah. Well, we'll see when it comes out. You know, I mean, well, I guess it's the sort of thing. There's only so much you can do with a killer doll.
Yeah, but I'd rather it be freaky though instead of goofy, you know.
Yeah. One thing I liked you remember at the end of Seed of Chucky, that part where he like decides he's like kind of like awesome the way he is,
Are you talking about Glenn Glenda?
and not them, but Chucky himself. He's like, I am Chucky. I'm like the killer doll,
Oh yeah,
and that's
yeah, yeah,
pretty damn cool or whatever.
yeah.
See, I kind of I like that, you know. I like
I
the
just
idea
can't
of
believe
him
you. I can't
just
believe you
digging
really like
the
that
worlds.
movie, man.
Yeah, it's sufficient to say it's what's that word I'm looking for? One of those movies that you like and you don't really want to tell
Guilty
people you like
pleasure.
it. Guilty pleasure, complete guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
just for the
I think
sheer count.
you're literally the first person I ever heard that say they really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah,
I like
just
the
dug it for
cameos,
sheer,
but that's about it.
Yeah, I just dug it for the sheer campiness.
Yeah. It was
I
just too
almost-
goofy, man. It was
Yeah.
really brutal to get through, I thought.
Yeah, essentially, like, I always kind of think of it, like, I always put that and Bride of Chucky almost in, like, a different series.
Yeah, I actually thought
Like-
Bride was pretty good though.
Yeah, I like Bride tons, you know, but I always think, sort of like, yeah, parts 1 to 3, which is, like, I put that, like, as a Child's Play series. That's its own series. Then you got Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky, which is essentially its own little series. It's its own narrative almost.
Yeah.
And then you got Curse and the new one, which unfortunately is kind of, I don't want to say bridging the gap, but they seem to be.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, bringing the two worlds together, if you will. You know.
Yeah, I'm real excited. That's one of my most hyped. There's so many movies coming out this year though.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's-
there are.
Which leads me to my next part of the news. Did you see that? Hey, did you see that trailer I told you to see with where you hear Pennywise's voice,
Yeah,
where he says, "Oh, you look like a nice boy" or whatever?
yeah.
Yeah, that was creepy, man. But did you
Yeah.
see the new trailer they got where it actually shows Pennywise and all those weeds and bushes and stuff?
I've actually been putting off seeing it.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. This is literally the last trailer I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch for it because I'm it's getting to that point where I'm fearing I'm gonna see the whole movie before I actually see it. You know?
Yeah. I know I know they're supposedly doing like they're showing like 4 minutes of it at the beginning of the new Annabelle movie.
At the beginning of the Annabelle movie?
Yeah, apparently it's like Stephen King comes on screen, says like, we're giving you like a preview or something, and you get like 4 minutes, and apparently people are like losing their shit about it
In a good way or a bad way?
in a good way. They're
Like
saying
people are
like,
saying it's creepy?
yeah, they're saying like Bill Skarsgård like completely, like he is like the definitive Pennywise.
I wonder if it's the opening 4 minutes or if it's just 4 minutes from randomly in the movie.
I don't know. I think it's like it might be the first 4 minutes or something. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but I've been. It's online somewhere, but I'm purposely trying not to see it because I'd kind of like to
Yeah, I
go to the
don't.
movies and see it.
Yeah, I don't want it, but that's gonna be hard, man. But yeah, I don't want to see it,
Yeah,
dude.
I'd have to sit through Annabelle to see it, but you know.
I heard Annabelle's not too bad.
Yeah, I've heard the same. I mean, the thing is, I just really didn't like the first Annabelle.
Yeah, but what's weird is, have you noticed this and what's the Ouija? Remember, both of the first
Yeah.
ones were terrible, and then they
Yeah.
both had horror directors come in, direct a sequel, and both
And apparently
sequels
they're
are
better,
doing
yeah.
really good, and they both star that redhead girl,
Yeah,
that same girl.
yeah. Well, maybe that's saying something. Maybe she's up in the game of the movies. Who knows?
Yeah, that's awesome because they get these new directors to do it. Like Annabelle, they have the dude who did Lights Out,
Yeah.
and then I think Ouija 2 was done by the guy who did Oculus.
Oh well, that's reason enough right there.
Yeah,
I dug Oculus. I thought that was a really good movie.
yeah. Dude, but back to this It thing though, man.
Yeah.
I had saw it just as a thumbnail, like I was on YouTube,
Yeah.
and I have YouTube on my TV, so sometimes if I'm just bored, I'll sit there and watch YouTube on my TV.
Yeah.
But I saw the thumbnail for it, and you know the scene in the original It where Ben, I think his name is, he sees his father standing on
Yeah.
the lake and all that stuff. Well,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the recreation of that scene because it's like all these weeds and like it looks like a marsh kind of, like a
Yeah.
bunch of. It looks wet and kind of dark a little bit, but there's all these really tall weeds and stuff, and you just see Pennywise kind of
Yeah.
chilling in the middle of the weeds or whatever, and he's looking forward.
Yeah.
Dude, but it looks so eerie, just the screenshot.
Yeah.
That like when it
Yeah.
pops into my mind, like I thought about it randomly a couple times since seeing it.
Yeah.
Dude, it sends like chills down my spine, man. It's so creepy looking.
It is. It's a genuinely kind of just. There's just something off about the whole thing, you know?
Yeah, I'm feeling real good about this movie though because I've been listening to Bill Skarsgård talk about it and stuff, and it seems
Yeah.
like a good fit, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm genuinely psyched about it.
Yeah, and I guess Bill Skarsgård says he was dressed as Pennywise and came on this set, and he said all the extras, like all the kid extras, were like
Yeah.
crying and everything.
Well,
I guess
that's a
terrified
reason.
of them.
That's awesome right there. I mean,
Have
if you can
seen-
traumatize actor children, you know that's always a good thing.
Yeah. Dude, did you see that little trailer they released where it looks like, I didn't watch it, but I saw the thumbnail for it, because I'm trying to not watch these commercials.
Yeah.
But this thumbnail, it looks like all these kids standing there, almost like a commercial or something for like a school, and you see
Yeah.
Pennywise standing with them.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen that part of the trailer.
I think what that's going to be is, you know, like health class in school, you had to watch videos on all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Could be something like that, definitely.
I'm thinking that's what it's going to be, like, because, you know, only the kids can see them.
Yeah.
I bet you it'll be something like they're watching a video and Pennywise is talking to them through it.
Yeah. That's gonna be so cool.
Dude, it's less than a month away, man. But
I know. I just want the month to hurry up and end so we can see it.
You know, I don't think I've ever been more excited for a movie than with this, man.
I hear you.
I mean, it was literally one of my favorite movies, and it's... Yeah, I don't think I've been more excited to see a movie.
Yeah. I think the only time for me was Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah, but even
I
this
was-
tops that, man. Like,
It does, definitely. I mean, because the thing is, honestly, everyone knew Freddy versus Jason was eventually going to happen.
Yeah.
No
one could have ever guessed
no one,
this.
no,
Well,
no
it's a
one thought
made-for-TV movie. I mean,
exactly. And yeah, there'd been talk over the years and everything, but no, let's be honest, no one really expected it to come
man.
about. You know,
Yeah,
and I think it's going to kick ass though.
I know. It'll be like a weight off the shoulders when I do see it.
Yeah.
Just so that excitement will be contained. You know what I mean? Cause
Yeah.
it's what it is. Just pure excitement, just to witness it. Like I just want to see the scenes. Like I already know what he looks like, but I want to hear. I want to see the sound design and just the context of all this stuff, man. Because all I'm seeing are these thumbnails.
And they're all awesome.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man.
Have you seen the one where he's the screenshot where he's got like the fangs?
Yeah.
Oh,
weirdly
God.
enough, man, though, but the original that's
Yeah.
like one of the aspects I didn't enjoy were the fangs. And I don't like in the new trailer for the new one
Yeah.
where his fingers are like bursting out of the gloves.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like that part, but
Yeah.
that's one of those things where it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I've always found I found with the miniseries was like with the teeth, for example, you'd have one shot and they'd be these like big, like sharp teeth. Then you'd see another shot where he'd supposedly show the teeth, and they're just kind of like nasty old teeth.
Yeah.
Like when he's at the grave, when he's digging the grave, and he looks up and it's like, well, they're not the same teeth, are they?
Yeah.
I mean, you would have thought someone would have caught that.
Yeah, definitely.
By
the way, are you thinking this movie's going to be an hour and a half, or are you thinking 2 hours, or what?
I'm thinking 2, maybe 2.5.
You think maybe that long?
Maybe.
Even though this is just the first half?
Yeah, and I think when we get a Blu-ray of it, I think we're looking at easily maybe a 3-hour cut.
Really? I hope so, man.
Yeah, it could be really, really solid. I mean,
I hope the artwork. I know you really like the poster art.
Yeah.
I hope it's something more like his face or something,
I'm sure it will be. I mean, it's the sort of thing I like. Very like minimalist.
Yeah, it's a little
stuff.
too minimalist for me.
Yeah, here we go. It's 135 minutes.
That's what I like to hear, over 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because I was hoping it wasn't going to be like an hour and 28 minutes or something. Then it's over and you're kind of... I like that it's over 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, and let's be honest, you need it to be.
Oh, definitely.
You can't go stuffing like a 2.5, say like a 2-hour movie. You can't really go stuffing down into like 70 minutes.
Exactly. And are you going to see it first weekend it comes out?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna try to see it the night before.
Okay, good, because I want to. The weekend it comes out, I don't know. I'm assuming the 9th. This falls on a Friday, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That episode we review, say, the episode we record on the 11th.
Yeah.
Like I said, I want to have both of us have seen the theater one before we record on the 11th.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because I'm going to go there either that Thursday or Friday for sure, man. I'll probably go on Thursday just in case they give out some kind of mini poster or something.
That would be cool.
Because I don't go to many. I've only been to one Thursday screening, and it was for Prometheus, and they gave me a mini poster, so I don't know how often they do that.
Yeah, I don't know. They might. You never know. I just learned something kind of interesting here. The It trailer, the first one they released, won Best Horror at the Golden Trailer Awards.
Oh, I'm sure it did. I didn't know there was such an award show, but
I didn't either.
If there was going to be a winner for trailer, that would have to win.
I watched that trailer about 7 times.
Yeah.
It would come up on people's like YouTube videos.
Oh yeah.
And the skip now option would come up, and I'd be like, nope.
Yeah, I love the sound in that trailer. that
Yeah.
sound effect where it's like, "Ba-na-na-na-na," or I can't even do it, but it's like a
Yeah.
weird effect.
Yeah. I think this is just I'm hoping and praying, that this is gonna be like the rebirth of genuinely scary movies.
Oh, me too. And it's a hard R too.
Yeah.
Well,
I love that.
I'm glad all the good horror movies that are coming out are rated R,
Yeah.
and a lot of
Yeah.
stuff that's PG-13 is just not doing good, or it's not coming out at all. Which leads me
Yeah.
to my next part of news. You
Mhm.
remember hearing about that movie Polaroid
Yeah.
by Blumhouse, and it was.
Yeah.
Did you hear they pulled it?
Did they really?
Yeah, it was supposed to come out this month, and they pulled it.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's they gave it a December 1st
Yeah.
release. But anyways, I've noticed it's happening a lot. Them pulling movies after they've been
Yeah.
releasing trailers. Like, you remember the Amityville Awakening?
Yeah. Yeah.
They kept showing trailers to that, and it kept coming out this Friday, and then they just stopped it. You heard nothing more.
Yeah.
And then there was another one recently. They did that too. Oh, they did it to Rings, remember?
Yeah.
But that did end up coming out, but they postponed that a bunch of times.
Yeah. I think what it is, I think they see what like the reaction is to the trailers.
Yeah, that, and they see the competition or whatever.
Yeah.
It's coming out that time. So I bet you they put it on December 1st because there's probably crap coming out that day.
Probably, yeah. And I mean, I think probably people have seen like the trailer for it, for example, and they're like, okay, we're gonna stay away from September 8th.
Oh, definitely.
We're just gonna.
Hopefully hopefully these companies though see that this It trailer is getting a bunch of good reactions, start putting actually creepy rated R movies back.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and also this is a thing which kind of proves it. It's a hard R movie,
Yeah.
and
All
we've
the
got
big horror movies are hard R.
They-
Saw,
they are.
Hostel.
It started. It was all Deadpool.
Oh, yeah.
They did Deadpool, and they saw, hey, there's a market for R-rated stuff.
Well, that was the superhero thing.
Yeah,
And then they started
exactly.
doing Logan and stuff.
Yeah, and then they it's like they've realized, like, not
There's
everyone
probably
is
more
a teenager.
There's probably more adults seeing movies now than kids anyways.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest. Adults have more disposable income.
Yeah. That and adults are more used to going to the movies, where kids, they have...
Exactly. Yeah,
kids
they want
now can watch movies on their phone or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
Which is really dumb, but...
yeah. I agree.
But yeah, I wrote that down because I thought that's a big trend I'm seeing now, are just these people putting out trailers in release dates and then pulling them a day before they're supposed to come out.
Yeah, that's a bit. I mean, I can understand putting it out like, say you put out trailers a month before, and then pulled it when you still had 3 or 4 weeks until it came out.
Yeah.
I could get that, but when it's right up at the time, that's a little that's
it's weird
pushing
to
it
show.
a bit.
It's weird to show a trailer though that week saying coming out this Friday.
Yeah, and then pull it. Yeah, I don't know, and it's the sort of thing. I mean, yeah. Hopefully we get more good R-rated stuff.
Definitely. And it's weird. I don't mind PG-13 if it's done well, like Insidious was PG-13.
Yeah.
And that's one of the more modern, best horror movies I've seen.
Yeah. I mean, I found, James Wan does PG-13 horror very well.
Yeah.
I think you need a superior director to make a good PG-13 horror movie.
Yeah.
Simply because, a lesser director would needs to focus more on what you see.
Yeah.
Where a superior director can, make you think you see stuff.
Definitely. Yeah, like I said before, James Wan's one of the best.
Yeah.
But this next part of news I have here, it was not really news, but did you hear this movie coming out with James Franco called The Vault?
The Vault?
Yeah.
No.
It's like a horror movie. It's like James Franco plays this banker, And I
Okay.
guess people come in to rob it or something, and they go in the vault, and this bank keeps like these weird creatures or something in this vault or something.
Wow, that
And it looks,
sounds
yeah,
that,
check out
that
that
could be
trailer when you
interesting.
get the chance.
Yeah,
It
that
looks
could be
pretty
quite
good.
good.
Yeah, that's why I wrote it down, because it actually looked good.
Yeah,
And then
sweet.
another one is, I guess they're rebooting the Munsters for NBC.
Oh God,
Talk
haven't
about a
they
terrible idea,
tried
man.
this already? It's just no. Like, come on. I mean,
Yeah, this sounds awful.
yeah. It's like seriously, just leave it alone.
Yeah.
You know, like it proves you can't come up with anything, interesting when you're going back and redoing the Munsters.
Yeah. And then this next thing, yeah, dude, the Munsters, man, it's that's something that definitely should stay in the '60s. Like,
Yeah, I mean it was perfect for the time when it was around.
yeah,
It's not going to work nowadays unless you go super campy.
even then, nobody wants to see that anymore,
Not
man.
not really. No, I don't think they do.
Yeah,
And
that and the
honestly, if
Addams
they
Family
do,
and stuff. No one wants to see that stuff no more.
no.
Like, they were lucky they were able to get the Addams Family to work again in the '90s. You know,
Yeah.
they can't capture
Well,
that again.
I mean, hell, they had the perfect actors, didn't
Yeah,
they? You know.
yeah.
I guess that's the thing with a show like that and everything. You need just the right actors for just the roles, And
I
if
don't
you
think
don't
there's
have it,
anybody out right now that could do any of those people justice.
I don't think so.
Anyways,
No.
have you heard of this? Did you ever see the movie called Turbo Kid?
I didn't see it, but I always thought about picking it up.
Yeah, but you
But
know,
then
like the aesthetic
yeah.
of it and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like a '80s Mad Max type thing.
yeah.
But I guess that director has another movie in production right now, or it's finished in post production, called Summer of '84.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it, but from what I understand, it should be good. I mean, Turbo Kid I guess, is nothing but '80s nostalgia, so
Yeah,
that seems to be a big thing in movies now, is '80s nostalgia.
yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Like even
Uh,
Stranger Things and now everything's like
yeah,
seems old nostalgia.
yeah. Well, I guess it was a bit of more simpler time, right?
Yeah,
You can if you set a story in the '80s, like if you set it in the '70s, you can get away with someone doing something like stupid because they don't have like a cell phone.
yeah,
you know, the whole idea of the cell phone kind of ruins everything.
yeah. And that's
You
what
know,
sucks is a lot of it's definitely weird.
I mean, especially like in the horror genre, um, pretty much every situation could be solved with a cell phone.
Yeah,
Jason Voorhees is like attacking. Call 911, and the cops show up, and it'd be like, "Good, we all lived, yay!"
yeah. I never
Technology.
thought about it that way. I guess a lot of stuff to make stuff work now, it would have to be '80s nostalgia.
Yeah, or you have to come up with a legitimate reason for technology not to be there.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing there was a movie called It Waits. Did you ever see that?
I heard of that. I could picture the cover.
Yeah, it's like this
It
woman.
looks like it's
she's,
written in like red spray paint or something.
yeah, it's a woman who's a forest ranger.
Yeah,
So she's out there in the forest, and they no cell service or anything, and like some creature starts attacking her and everything. So that gives you a reason for there not to be the tech there.
yeah,
I mean, where pretty much any other situation, it's like, okay, well, I'm in a phone dead zone. I'll take 2 steps to the right, and there we go.
yeah.
I'll hit some Wi-Fi if I go far enough that way.
Is
It's
that movie
like
pretty good or no?
I actually really enjoyed it. A lot of people I found didn't super enjoy it, but I found it to be very good amounts of gore. Pretty decent acting. The story was something I hadn't really seen before.
Yeah, because I haven't. I've heard a lot of bad things about it, but I always was interested in checking it out.
Yeah, I'll say this: it's not as bad as people say.
Really?
But don't go in expecting, The Exorcist or something.
All right. What's the
Go
creature, or
in.
what is the creature?
They never really go into detail, but it's kind of like a Wendigo type thing.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like this forest creature
Oh, okay.
that appears. But what's really kind of neat is like it kills people, so she buries them.
The
And then she
people?
wakes up. Yeah, the people are dead, so she's buried the bodies. She wakes up the next day, sort of thing. It's pulled the bodies out of the ground and like stuck them like in the middle of the road and stuff.
Oh, that's pretty badass.
I know it's kind of like I don't know if you'd call it psychological warfare, but it's kind of wild that way. I dug it. I thought it was a really good movie.
Yeah.
So it's worth seeing at the least.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna pick that up for sure.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it.
And then this next part of news, I guess, did you hear that James Cameron said he's talked to Arnold Schwarzenegger and he is going to come back for Terminator 6?
Yep. Yeah.
What do you think of them even trying to revive this thing?
They're doing it, but from what I've heard, if you remember last week when we were talking, he's gonna play kind of like the character that the Terminator was like based on.
Oh, you did tell me that. That's right.
Yeah.
Because they released pictures saying even the new Terminators are going to look like Arnold.
Yeah.
Metal skeleton or whatever.
Yeah. Apparently, it's going to be that it's something like along the lines of he was like the DNA that they used to first start creating like
The
flesh.
Terminators, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why they look like him.
Aren't you surprised, though, that the companies are giving money for another Terminator, though? After the past 3 have bombed?
Yeah, I am. I mean, but then again, the thing is, James Cameron says he's interested, and it's like people just give him money.
Yeah, all of his movies make money. If this didn't, this would probably be the first one that didn't make money.
I tell you what, he could come into a room with a pile of shit on the table, breathe on it, and say, "Give me some money, and I'll make this into a movie." I'm talking like a literal chunk of shit, and people would throw money at him because they know he could probably do it.
Definitely, but I think James Cameron's in one of those things where he's biting off more than he could chew. Because he says he's also doing the Avatar sequels.
Yeah, 3 Avatar sequels, I think it is, and wants to do a trilogy of the Terminator movies, and there's some other stuff too.
Like, doesn't that sound weird to you that all of a sudden he wants to do 2 trilogies and all this?
Unless he's gonna like produce,
Yeah,
and give the directing reins over to someone else.
I don't know. The new Terminator movies got me a little worried though, because it's like, what more could you really say?
I know, it's kind of...
Because even the comics, have you ever read the Terminator comics?
I glanced at them a few times, never really got into them big.
They kind of just tell the same stories.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's just a played out thing.
Let's be honest. The story was told after part 2.
Yeah.
It didn't need anything after that, really.
No.
There were some good ones. I really dug Salvation.
Yeah.
Because it was something different, but they aren't really necessary. The story's been told,
Yeah, it does suck to say that the franchise is played out at this point,
It is. What they need to do, let's be honest, if they want to do it, they need to reboot it.
Yeah.
And go in a different direction.
Definitely.
Yeah,
because did you like Genesis or no?
I thought Genesis was okay, but I liked it more for the nostalgia factor.
Yeah.
Like seeing like characters we've seen before, like in the first one and everything, but seeing them in like a slightly different way and everything,
Yeah.
I dug stuff like that, but I found it kind of weird though that what's her name was playing Sarah Connor, Daenerys Targaryen.
Which one's that?
In Genesis.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't a big fan of her, man.
I didn't mind her. I mean, I think she's a pretty good actress and everything. It's just for that role, I think the Connor storyline is
Played
done.
out.
You know,
What'd you
go with something else. You know.
What'd you think of Captain Boomerang in Terminator Genesis? I can't remember the dude's name in real life.
I know I can't either. It was okay.
Yeah,
You know, that's all I can really say.
yeah, that dude's the most average actor I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's nothing special.
Yeah, he's just plain, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'll see it. I'm always down for a Terminator movie, so
Yeah.
I mean, as long as they're willing to keep making them, I'll keep watching them.
Yeah, so will I. I mean, you know, I think if you go in and not expecting a lot,
Yeah.
because honestly, I saw Terminator 2 in the theater.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, and
Dude,
honestly,
how awesome was that?
coming after I came out, I was glowing. I loved it. Going in, I wasn't expecting much because I loved the original. I thought, you know, the story's done.
Yeah.
But they added enough new stuff and everything that it worked, and I loved it.
Well,
And
are you going to relive some of that nostalgia when when they re-release that into theaters?
Yeah,
Because you heard they're putting Terminator 2 in 3D screenings.
yeah, that's going to be quite interesting, I think.
Oh, yeah.
If done right, and I mean, you know, James Cameron certainly knows how to do 3D.
Well, that and they had the Universal ride out forever too. Remember?
I loved that thing.
Yeah.
I really did. I used to like that. Oh, have you heard also though? James Cameron's been saying that next he might be releasing Aliens in 3D.
In theaters?
Yeah,
I'd be down for sure.
so would I. I mean,
That would be really cool to see. I'd rather see that in 3D in theaters than Terminator 2, actually.
yeah, it would work better, I think.
Did you miss Aliens in theaters or no?
Well, the original run, I was too young back then, but
What would you
I
have
remember
6 or something?
Probably, yeah, yeah. When was it released?
86.
86, yeah, so I'd be 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, but I know I remember they did a re-release.
What, put Aliens in theaters again?
Yeah, just for a little, at least they did up here, you know, because they did, they remastered, when they remastered, Alien, the first one,
Yeah.
you know, they did a small run of having Aliens out over here. It might have just been around where I am, but, you know, I remember I went and saw it there, and I enjoyed it.
Was this pretty recently or no?
No, this was back when, hell, it was still VHS at the time. I don't know, it must have been, just kind of before, like, the DVD boom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
know,
I
and
love that
I
a lot.
saw it then.
I love that Fandango or whatever is putting a lot of old movies back into theaters for like limited events.
That's always a great thing, I think.
Yeah, I remember
'Cause, I
last
mean,
year
honestly,
they put The
you know?
Shining out,
Yeah,
and then I think
That-
the year
that's a
before that it
movie-
was Jaws.
that's cool. I wouldn't mind seeing The Shining in theaters. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of The Shining.
Yeah,
I find it overrated personally, but it's a beautiful movie.
yeah. No, that's like
No.
when you'd call like a film. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, exactly.
it's more than just
you
a
know?
movie. That's something that's like a film to be studied for years and years.
Yeah, and the cinematography is beautiful and everything. It's an all around good film. But you know, it's not the end all be all of horror like people say.
Yeah,
At least for me, you know. I mean,
yeah. I don't go back
Yeah.
to it as much as a lot of other people do.
yeah. Some people they really love it and everything. I get it. I get why they love it and everything. But for me, it's just I don't know. I always put it this way: when I first saw it, when I was a kid, I rented it from the library. They had videotapes at the time, and they had it there. And I took it out, and I remember as soon as I saw, what's his name, Jack Nicholson, yeah. As soon as I saw him, I thought to myself, yeah, there's something wrong with this guy.
Yeah. You
You
know
know?
what I love too is when that movie opens, you see that, he's driving up and you
Yeah.
hear that music. It's like that bum bum. It's like a deep.
Yeah.
I can't even really describe the music, but it's like intense sounding.
Yeah.
And I love that. You just have that helicopter shot, that
Yeah.
aerial view. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I always thought watching that though, when they're driving up and he's telling them about like the cannibals,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
know, and I was like, well, damn, way to scar your kid for life, you know?
yeah,
It's like, yeah, that was the thing. I mean, like when you read the book of The Shining, you know, it's always like he was a good guy who
Who? Jack
slowly,
Torrance?
yeah, who slowly went downhill throughout the story,
Well, you did hear
you
Stephen
know?
King said that that movie is nothing like his book.
Yeah,
Like, I guess they said Stanley Kubrick made the movie a lot more cold and a lot more. I
yeah.
guess the characters are completely different than.
Oh, yeah, they are, and they killed the black guy too.
Yeah.
He
Well,
doesn't die in the book.
Stephen King said too that this is his least favorite
Yeah.
Stephen King movie out of all of his movies.
Well, I guess really what you could say is it's not Stephen King's The Shining. It's Stanley Kubrick's The Shining.
Yeah.
You know, and there's quite a big difference.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
did you see Mick Garris's version of The Shining?
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed that.
Yeah, me too. But what version did you
Yeah.
like better? Because
I
Mick
like
Garris's
the-
is more close to the book.
I like the McGarris version more
Yeah.
because I've never been a huge fan of the Kubrick version.
Yeah.
Like I said, I find it overrated, as I've said, but I really enjoyed the McGarris version because it seemed, you know, like Jack Torrance and his family seemed like a genuine, like they actually liked each other.
Which, in the Kubrick one or the
in
McGarris?
in the McGarris one.
Yeah.
In the Kubrick one, it was like right from the start. It's almost like
There's distance between.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get it. I get the idea, that you're showing this guy like completely spiraling out of control and everything. I get that. But the fact of the matter is, you haven't shown him to us at a particularly enjoyable time in his life or whatever. So you don't exactly feel sorry for him.
Yeah. And weren't you annoyed by Danny too?
Oh,
Like, that kid is so
yeah.
I don't know if I've never read the book. I don't know if that's the way Stephen King wrote the character. But I thought Danny in both movies was annoying.
Yeah, I think that, well, what I found in the miniseries, the McGarris version,
Yeah.
was more true to the book. Even the character of Danny was more true to the book. But I think they chose an actor that would sort of mirror the kid from the Kubrick version.
Yeah. 'Cause
And
that kid too, I've seen that kid in other stuff.
I don't like him.
Yeah, neither do I.
I just want to like kick him.
Yeah.
Just like walk up to him and just kick him and like, I don't know, get out of here. We don't need you here.
Yeah, I like the Danny in the Kubrick one more than I like
Yeah,
Danny in the McGarris one.
he was a better Danny, which sounds kind of funny. He was a better Danny, but I found him annoying as well.
Yeah, I remember. I grew up watching the Stanley Kubrick one first, obviously.
Yeah,
But I remember I saw the McGarris one like years later after watching the Kubrick one.
yeah,
And like I said, I had never read the book. And
Yeah.
I remember in the McGarris one, there's a scene where all the lawn animals, like they're made out of the
Yeah.
grass.
yeah,
Like they all come to life and everything. And I remember
Yeah.
sitting there like, what the hell is going on right now?
I know.
I'm like, I don't remember none of this.
Yeah, it's in the book,
Yeah.
but it's the sort of thing. I didn't think it was done particularly well in the miniseries, but it's a bit of it's a creepy idea
Yeah.
because you got the whole like kind of like the Weeping Angels thing from Doctor Who, where like where here's this thing, it's like not moving or whatever. You turn away, and when you turn back, it's gotten closer to you,
Yeah.
and it's like, and you're thinking to yourself like, like, wait a minute, like, was that here before? And then you turn again, and it's even closer when you look back.
Well,
You know?
I figured it was in the book because on the
Yeah,
cover of the hardcover, those
yeah,
animals are on that.
yeah, yeah. It's the sort of thing. I mean, they're very different stories, between the miniseries and the theatrical movie, and even the book. Really, I mean, there's obviously only so much you can do in a miniseries,
Yeah.
like what you can show and everything. Like in the book, that like mallet that he was using in the miniseries, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he used that to smash his own face in the
In the
book.
book.
Yeah, he completely he essentially the hotel kills Jack Torrance and
Wow.
essentially takes over his body.
Yeah, I haven't
You
seen
know?
the miniseries in years and years. I had it on VHS, I think, so I gotta watch that
Yeah.
again for sure. I
It
don't even own
it's
it.
yeah, it's the sort of thing. It's actually aged pretty well.
Yeah.
Especially considering the fact that the guy from Wings was in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget that guy's name.
I just call him the guy from Wings.
Yeah, he was in an episode of Tales from the Crypt too.
Yeah.
That Morning Mess one. Remember
Yeah.
where he's like a reporter?
Yeah. I,
But,
I love it when they take someone from like a comedy show and put him in a horror thing.
oh yeah, Tales from the
You know?
Crypt did that a lot, man.
Yeah, and it just works, doesn't it?
Yeah. You've seen all the episodes of Tales from the Crypt, right?
Yeah, I saw him back when the first ran on TV.
Okay, you don't have the DVDs?
No, I've been meaning to pick him up at some point, but I don't want to buy that box set.
Dude, you should pick that up, man. That's one
I'll
of the
put.
best shows of all time.
It is, and honestly, the Crypt Keeper is just plain awesome.
Yeah, and I don't think a Blu-ray set's coming out because they just released the DVD one again.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'll look for the used copies of the DVDs.
Yeah, the individual sets.
Yeah,
That's the way I'd go. They look awesome.
yeah.
But this next thing of news, Arrow
Mhm.
is taking horror by storm in general because they just announced they're launching a vinyl company. An
Oh man,
offshoot, it's going to be Arrow Vinyl, and their first release is Pieces soundtrack. That was
that's worth
included
it
when
right
you
alone.
bought. I guess Arrow released Pieces, and as part of their bonus exclusive, they gave you a vinyl soundtrack. Well, I guess they
Yeah,
sold so many of them that they decided to make it a legit
yeah,
offshoot. And I remember I told you a few weeks back about Arrow books.
yeah.
Well, I got some of the titles of the first three they're releasing.
Okay, cool.
The first one is Blair Witch, which I'm definitely going to get
Yeah,
because I love hearing more, and I hope they go more into part two. And
yeah.
then this other one is one I thought you would be interested in it because I think you like the movies. It's called Unchained Melody, the films of Miko Kaji.
Oh, that could be cool.
Yeah, it's an Arrow book. That's the person who did Lady Vengeance and stuff like that, right?
Uh,
Or not Lady Vengeance.
uh,
Miko Kaji. Is that Lady Snowblood?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, it has one. It's one of those lady samurai things.
yeah. Uh, Hold on a second. Kaji. Yeah, yeah. Did Lady Snowblood?
Yeah. Are you gonna pick up any of these Arrow books or no?
The Blair Witch I'll probably pick up.
Have you looked it up yet or no?
Not yet. I'm waiting for it to come out so I can actually get like a look at it and everything.
Yeah, I think it comes out in October 13th.
Yeah,
And like I told you, it's the same size as like an Arrow case.
I love that. I think that's just such a neat idea.
Yeah, and have you noticed all their books go along with movies? So their Unchained Melody you'd put next to your Lady Snowblood Blu-rays and stuff, and then
Yeah, and just
their Ghost in the Shell book you'd put right next to Ghost in the Shell on Blu-ray.
well, that's cool.
Anyways, but
Yeah,
the next bit of that was just the one thing I wanted to say. This Arrow's branching out everywhere.
yeah.
Hopefully they're not, biting off more than they
Overstretching.
can chew at this point.
Yeah,
'Cause-
I don't know about the vinyl. I mean,
Yeah, I think for some reason I feel like
I don't know.
Vinyl horror soundtracks are phasing out now. Like, I think they were buzzing for a good minute,
Yeah.
but I think they're dying out now.
I don't know. I mean, it's the sort of thing. There's a big collector's market for vinyl,
Yeah.
but I've never been a vinyl guy.
Because you got to get up, turn the record around, and listen to it
Yeah,
again.
well,
You
well,
gotta
not just
worry about
that.
it warping.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, and it's the sheer size of everything,
Yeah, I
And
like it
people
because the
always,
artwork's cool.
oh yeah, it's neat to see, like your favorite album cover, like on a record, is
Yeah,
awesome.
but it'd be
You
too
know?
much. I have OCD, man, so it'd be. I don't want it being, it warping, having to worry
Yeah,
about that, or having to worry about it getting scratched or dust on it. You know what I mean? Like a CD, you just throw in a CD player and you don't think twice about
yeah.
it.
And let's be honest, a lot of time, even when CDs are scratched,
They still
you can
play.
they still play. You get a good sized scratch on a record,
Oh
you're
yeah.
you're kind of boned.
And that and a CD costs about 10, $11, and a vinyl is about 30, 35.
Yeah, I mean, it's just sort of the only time I think I'd ever get vinyl would be to get an album and put it in like a frame
Yeah,
and put it on the wall.
yeah, exactly. But even at that point, I'd rather
Yeah,
just buy a poster. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because if you buy
cheaper
a
and everything. Yeah,
if you buy a $30 record, then have to buy a $10 frame. At that
yeah,
point, you could have bought two or three posters, or
that's
two
true.
posters and two frames from Walmart for it.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, and I mean some stuff though. I was in a store the other day, and they have their vinyl section there, and I'm walking past and I stopped and I turned and I looked back and I kid you not, they had what was it? Tomb of the Mutilated by Cannibal Corpse on vinyl,
Really?
and I just looked and I thought to myself like wow. I just sort of shook my head because I mean, well, you've seen the cover for that, right?
Yeah.
And it was the whole cover. It wasn't like the
That's the
censored
one where it's
cover.
those two people eating each other, right?
Well, it's like
It's hand drawn and everything.
yeah, it's like there's like a dead chick and she's like being like eaten out by like another dead guy,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's kind of like it's quite a twisted cover. I love it, but
yeah.
and I just turned and I looked at it. I was just kind of like, okay,
What is it? Stuff like that would make you want to get a record player?
it is, just for that. But then again, I know I have it on CD.
Yeah.
And it sounds better on CD, let's be honest. I mean, people always go on about vinyl, how it sounds like warmer or whatever. Like, you know,
I think that's
I
just people trying to justify
yeah,
having the record player. But
yeah,
another thing too is there's been a few vinyl though where I've been walking around and it just stopped me, and I thought about
yeah.
getting just to get it. Like at FYE the other day. I
Mhm.
don't know if I told you this already, but there was a Beavis and Butthead picture disc. And you
Really?
know when picture discs are in clear plastic sleeves?
Yeah,
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 and the front of it was the cover of Beavis and Butthead Do America. And on the back of them, it was that. Have you seen Beavis and Butthead Do America?
yeah. I love that movie.
You remember in the opening scenes where it looks like a 70s cop show or whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's them dressed like that, and then it has the song listing, and it has like a Roller Coaster of Love by the Chili Peppers.
that's cool.
And then like that Rob Zombie song that plays when they're on that acid
Yeah,
trip in the
yeah,
desert. Yeah, I thought about
yeah,
getting that just because that would be cool to hang up, man.
yeah. I mean, and it's just the thing is though, I've always find when they do essentially a dead medium, which vinyl is,
Yeah.
and they always crank up the price so high.
Well, yeah, because they only print so
Yeah.
many.
Well, I kid you not. About how long ago? Maybe a year ago or so. I was in a music store, and they had cassettes,
Oh yeah. Oh,
newly
for some
made
reason,
cassettes.
companies print cassettes still.
Yeah, I don't get it, but I saw it, and they had NWA,
Oh yeah,
straight out of Compton.
yeah. Did the cover? It was just gray. It looked like
Yeah,
a gray wall with like
yeah,
spray paint on it.
yeah, and it was a cassette, and I kid you not, $57.
Yeah. No, it was the
And
same here. That was like a record store day release.
yeah, and I'm like, hell no, I have the CD. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
It's like I could buy this for $57, or I could go around the corner to the CDs, pick up the same CD,
Yeah.
and pay $8 for it.
Plus, honestly, I think Straight Outta Compton's a little played out at this point.
It is. It's a good album, though.
It's good, man, but
You know?
if I'm gonna listen to any of that, I'd rather listen to like Ice Cube's Death Certificate or something.
Oh yeah, well, Ice Cube's just kind of like awesome.
Yeah, and then like Eazy-E's solo stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I dug Straight Outta Compton. I listened to it again when the movie came out.
Yeah,
I actually enjoyed that movie.
I love it a lot.
Surprised
Man.
me.
Straight Outta Compton.
You know?
I love that intro. Like it had me on edge, man. Where you see him walking into the dope house. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember the guy's like, yeah,
just-
we're gonna need to hold on to that. And then
Yeah.
the chick pulls out the shotgun. The next thing you know, you see the tank come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was badass, man.
I tell you what, I just loved that scene when Eazy-E learns he has AIDS.
Oh yeah.
I saw that scene and I'm like if this guy for this is not at
He's
least
laying in the hospital, right?
Yeah, lying in the hospital bed, and they tell him, and you just see like this like moment of like complete like everything shatters,
Yeah.
and it's like if this guy doesn't at least get nominated for some award for this, it's a travesty.
Yeah.
Because that scene was just wow.
Yeah, that and Ice Cube's son looked just like him.
Looked just like him. Yeah, I mean, damn, it was wild. I like that movie.
Yeah.
Don't know how we got on to talking about from
NWA.
horror records, but yeah.
And with
Yeah.
this next little bit of news is Adam Green
Yeah.
hosting screenings of Hatchet because it's already been out for 10 years.
Hard to believe.
I
It
know.
really is.
But I guess supposedly there's works about a possible sequel coming out.
I tell you what, I wouldn't mind.
Oh, I'd love it, man. I love all three Hatchets.
I love Hatchet 3, Part 3, for one reason. They're walking in the woods, and there's that one cop, and he's like, look at that, man. That's somebody's balls.
Oh, yeah.
Like hanging from a tree. And it's just, I saw that scene, and I was just like, yes. They know full well what I'm after, and they've put it on the screen for me to see.
You know what I love, too, is that Asian dude in all three Hatchets.
Oh, yeah, same guy.
Yeah, he plays a different character, every one. Or isn't it like
Yeah.
he's related or something, or they're all...
The first two are related.
Yeah.
The first guy and the second guy are like brothers or whatever. But the third guy, I don't think is related at all.
No, but there's some joke or something that
Yeah, like
harkens back. I don't remember what it was, though.
I think they pick up someone's head or something, and they say like, "Hey, this guy looks like you." And he's like, "No, all you white people look the same to me."
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. And I just always loved the Hatchet movies simply because gas-powered belt sander.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome because it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
No one's never put a gas engine on a belt sander. But it's like, but we need some interesting kill. Wait, I know.
I still
have this
think
belt
that
sander.
I still think that chainsaw is the best kill.
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
chainsaw that's like 8 feet long or something.
yeah. You can just gotta. Yep.
Dude,
Oh man.
man, I hope there's a screening in Florida close to me for it. I'd love
Yeah.
to see Hatchet in theaters.
Yeah, me too. I never got the chance because it never came around here.
Yeah.
But I picked up the DVD the day it came out, and then I picked up the Blu-ray the day the Blu-ray came out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That Blu-ray looks really good, man.
it does, considering the budget and everything.
Yeah, I remember that was one of the first Blu-rays I ever bought.
Yeah, and I love the commentary too.
Oh, yeah. I like the cover, too, just the Hatchet, and it says all
It-
old school
yeah.
American horror.
Hell, I like the one for part 2 where it's just like
Yeah.
just like 2 hatchets if I remember right. Oh yeah, I mean, it's the sort of thing. Adam Green's a great director,
Yeah.
and I mean, I like pretty much everything he's done. But I didn't see that one. The one about like the evil baby or whatever, Grace or something. I think it was called.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, he produced
But-
that or something.
Yeah,
That's part of his Aries scope.
Yeah.
movies.
I love the Hatchet movies. I know he didn't direct the third one, but I love
Yeah.
all three of them.
Did you like that one anthology movie they had, Shakarama?
I never actually saw that one. I've never seen a release of it up here.
Yeah, it was pretty good. There was like a killer condom one and everything, or a killer sperm.
That's cool. I mean, he's just a good director. Did you see Digging Up the Marrow?
I love that movie, dude.
I know. That was just so awesome.
Dude, that like when you see those creatures though, that one, remember that creature that's in the bushes? And
Yeah.
he has something painted on the top of his head.
Yeah.
Remember that? And he just like lifts his head up and you see its actual face.
Yeah.
Dude, that was actually creepy, man.
It was. And I love the ending of that movie.
I'm trying to remember it.
Where
he gets a video of Ray Wise in a cage.
Well, I think it might actually be a bit later than that, where it's a video of someone coming through his house.
It's the monster in his house.
Yeah, and him and his girlfriend or whatever are asleep, and he comes up and is looking at them with the video camera, and it's one of these creatures doing it, and it's like, oh shit, son.
Yeah, I love that movie, man. Adam Green, he hasn't put out anything pretty recent.
No,
isn't Digging Up the Marrow his most recent?
I think it is. Yeah,
that was like 2 or 3 years ago at this point.
Yeah, I mean, someone needs to give him some more money.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what?
I know his. His whole production thing got up in flames or something.
Yeah,
his whole studio burnt down.
Yeah. You know what someone needs to do? Someone needs to get him and James Wan together. Let James Wan produce it.
Yeah.
Let Adam Green direct it.
I don't know. I think their visions are totally different.
They're very different visions, but they're both two people that obviously know horror,
and they both have huge followings.
They have huge followings, and they, I don't think either one would want to step on the toes of the other.
Yeah. Well, you got the two. James Wan, you'd consider more of a 70s influenced director with the whole satanic cinema, slow burn, creepy imagery, where Adam Green's a straight
80s.
Product of the 80s.
Definitely.
He's into the zany, heavy metal, just craziness of the 80s.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, great stuff. Great stuff.
Well, let's get into the releases here. We've been talking about news for hour and 10, 20 minutes?
Yeah, about. Well, guess it's been a good news week.
Yeah. But the first release, which I have all of them, but this is something you definitely need to pick up, man, when it comes out. Did you ever hear of Real Gore releasing?
Yeah.
They released Violent Shit, the movie.
Yeah.
Released a giallo called Masks.
I've heard that name.
That was one of the best. A lot of people put that on their best of list 2 years ago.
Oh, cool.
It's awesome, man. It's of a giallo that was made in Germany or something.
Really?
So it's like a German giallo, but it's badass, man. The whole movie is awesome. It was one of my favorite releases. But anyways, they released that. Violent Shit, a movie called The Curse of Dr. Wolfenstein. And
I know I've heard that.
Film. It's awesome, man. And then they released a movie that came out a few years ago but never got released called The Orphan Killer.
Yeah, I that's actually available up here.
Yeah, well, those are the 4 Blu-ray releases Real Gore has released.
Yeah.
And I bought them all as they came out, but I guess for $40. The guy says before they put more movies on the line, he said he wants everybody to own the first 4 releases. So he's putting all 4 discs in one set and releasing it for $40, so everybody that didn't get the special editions could still get the first 4 releases.
Oh, dude, that's cool.
You gotta pick that up, man, when it comes, because $10 for each one is a good deal, man, and all 4 of them are awesome, and they're right up your alley, dude.
That's cool.
I mean, 3 out of the 4 are German, but still.
Wow, that's
even
fine.
Orphan Killers in English, but they're all 4 of them are awesome.
I mean, hell, Germany certainly know how to do their gore.
Yeah, and what's weird, the highlight of it, though, is the masks.
Yeah. And what was that called again?
It's just called, he's releasing it under the Real Gore collection. And Real is spelled R-E-E-L.
Okay, cool.
What are you looking it up now?
Yeah.
Yeah, the cover should just be the 4 covers, like, in one thing.
Here we go. Their website. Well, okay, maybe not.
But yeah, you got to pick that release up, man.
Yeah, I think it sounds like it'd be good. I mean, I know I've been thinking of picking up The Orphan Killer
Yeah.
because I love that title.
In all honesty, though, that's their worst release out of the 4, though. I mean, it's still
Really?
good, but you know, I like Violent Shit the movie. It's better than all the other Violent Shit movies.
Yeah.
And then Masks is the gem. It's a legitimate modern horror classic, and like most of the horror community agrees with that too.
Yeah.
And
Here
then
we
the
go.
Curse of Dr. Wolfenstein's awesome.
Cool.
You see it?
Yeah, I'm on their Facebook because for some reason their website has been suspended.
Is it popping up though?
Very slowly. Come on, damn you.
Because I bought all the individual releases as they came out, and they were like $25-$30 a piece.
Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Real Gore Collection. 4-disc Blu-ray box set at a low price.
What's the low price?
Uh,
Or is it
when
not saying?
it hasn't opened yet. Come on, open. Damn internet. You're pissing me off, internet.
But the cool thing is, if you
Yeah.
do end up getting that release, you could, right when they release the new titles, you could start up with their new ones.
Yeah,
You ain't got to
Yeah.
worry about getting the backlog.
that's true. I mean,
Because it's always nice when you have a whole collection of a line, you know?
yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, it's
For you, it's
not
probably
coming
going
up.
to be more
It's being-
expensive.
Probably, yeah.
But still,
Uh,
pick that up, though, when you see it.
I think I definitely will. I mean, sounds like I said, I've been thinking of picking up the Orphan Killer for a while. So, and if that's like the weakest,
Orphan Killer's brutal, man. And the soundtrack is like Cannibal Corpse type music, too.
oh, that's
Like
cool.
really insane death metal.
I love me some death metal. Yeah, it's taking its time. It's not coming up. So,
Alright, we'll move on to the next one, though. But yeah, keep
Yeah.
your eyes peeled for that one, though.
yeah, definitely.
Now, what do you think? Did you hear about Diabolic? They're now stocking Code Red titles.
Well,
Because
that's kinda-
Code Red releases have been notoriously hard to get.
Yeah,
And you've heard of Code Red, right?
yeah.
Well,
I think I have one or two.
Yeah, like I said, I only got a couple because they were hard to get.
Yeah.
The guy who founded it, he wants a fortune for them. I mean, on his
Yeah.
site before they went to Diabolic, they were $25 for one movie.
Yeah, that's kind of pushing it a little bit, you know.
Yeah, and he used to take forever to ship to you.
Yeah,
Like it used to take almost a month for him to send the stuff out because it was just him.
yeah,
But now now that Diabolic's doing it, they'll send it out in a few days. But yeah,
that's good. I mean,
Diabolic is now they're releasing exclusive slips for all these now, like a bunch of them. All these go like there's one called Zedar or something like that,
yeah,
and like Beyond the Door, and a bunch of other ones that they're releasing exclusive in a just Beyond Dawn or Before Dawn or something.
that's cool.
Yeah, so that's cool. I'm definitely gonna start getting Code Reds from there.
Yeah, I mean, you
Because
know,
Code Reds, dude, once they go out of print quick, and when they're out of print,
Yeah.
they go for a lot of money, man.
yeah. Okay, I finally got it. Here we go. The Real Gore Collection. It's taken. Oh yeah, I've seen the poster for Masks before.
Yeah,
Oh, it's not bad. It's $59.95.
it's a little less than 20 a film,
Yeah,
but still,
I mean,
they're good, man.
yeah, and I mean, yeah, I think I'll pick that up.
Yeah, or maybe for Christmas or whatever someday, ask for it because
Yeah,
it's if you've never seen any of the four, you gotta get it.
Yeah. I think I'll definitely pick this up. I mean,
Yeah, like as far
you
as
know,
new lines go,
yeah,
like, whenever Cult Epics gets a new title, I get real excited, or
yeah,
if Intervision releases a new title, I get real excited, but Real Gore is one I've been dying for him to release something new.
and yeah, and $60 for 4 movies. That's not unreasonable.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see what the packaging looks like,
Yeah,
because the packaging to the four releases are really nice.
I wonder, if it's gonna be just like the 4 existing titles, just like in like a sleeve.
Yeah, I mean,
You
I
know?
hope not for your sake, just
No, I
'cause,
mean I mean like a box, like if they have like a bunch
like a
left over of
slimline
real.
case.
No, I mean like a proper like hard box, and
Oh, that'd be cool. Like
just
if
gonna
all the releases are put into one cardboard
yeah,
sleeve.
because that's kind of what it like. Looking at the front cover,
Yeah.
that's kind of what it looks like. Like I said, it's only showing the front cover. It doesn't show the back yet, but
Like if they're giving you an exclusive deal for ordering all four of them at once.
yeah, like just like a box set type thing. Just stick everything in.
Yeah,
Could,
that'd be awesome.
yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, I think I'm definitely going to pick this up. Comes out next month, the 26th. That's not bad.
Yeah. If you like gore and foreign films, it's your way to go, man. And
Yeah.
the guy who started Real Gore
Hmm.
is you've heard of Cult Epics, right? They
Yeah.
released the Necromantics and all of
Yeah.
Georg Buchreit's movies and released Angst.
Yeah.
Well, the guy who started Cold Epics, it's that guy.
Ah.
And the guy who directed the original Violent Shit movie,
Yeah.
I don't remember the dude's name. Some German dude directed him. But Real Gore's co-owned by the Violent Shit guy and the dude from Cold Epics.
Well, that's cool.
Anyways, man.
Yeah.
But this next release is another line that's starting that I'm going to collect too, because the first three titles look really cool. You ever heard of AGFA slash something weird? It's like a new line they're starting where it's like certain films, like the first three releases is one called Bat Pussy.
Yes, I saw the I saw something about that.
Do you even know what it is? Like, is it a porno or what is it?
I don't really know.
Because did you see the cover of it?
I think I did. Yeah. Let me.
I'm going to pick it up regardless of what it is, but, I mean...
Yeah. Well, a name like that. I mean, like.
Then it seems like a line I want to collect. I like something weird, but I don't know what AGFA is.
I don't know.
But the second release they got going is The Zodiac Killer, which is that
Yeah.
70s Zodiac movie that they made
Yeah.
exclusively to catch the Zodiac Killer.
Yeah. I remember hearing about that. Never saw it, but I don't. It obviously didn't work.
Yeah. But
But it's-
supposedly this Zodiac movie, it comes with a bonus film in it called Another Son of Sam.
Oh, that's kind of neat. See, I like stuff like that when they.
Yeah. Well, I think what it is a lot of these companies are trying to hop on the collector's edition bandwagon. So they're seeing what crappy, obscure films they got and then giving them
Yeah.
the premiere treatment.
Yeah, well, you can't blame them, really. I mean,
Making money. There's
Yeah.
a movie here called, they're releasing too, this AGFA, something weird called Ep.6. And it's got Tom Savini acting in it, supposedly. And
Really?
doing makeup effects, and there's another horror person's in it. And it's like a low-budget slasher, I guess, from the 80s.
well, that could be interesting. In theory.
Yeah, but I am curious to see what Bat Pussy is. If it's a porno or a Batman knockoff or what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I know on the cover it showed like a Batman cartoon type thing bouncing on something.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then there's another. I'm gonna pick it up though, so
Yeah.
whoever's listening interested in it, I'll give you a lowdown on what it is when I see it. And did you hear this movie called Black Room coming out?
Black Room. I'm not sure. I mean, like I said, the name sounds familiar,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know much about
Black
it either.
Room.
Like I said, as far as releases go, this is a slow week right now because Arrow is now resorting to releasing steelbooks of their previously released movies. Like, did you hear Arrow announce Bride of Reanimator and Society for
Oh,
steelbooks?
well,
Even though they've both already had the limited
yeah,
edition treatment and the single edition treatment, now they're
yeah.
getting the steelbooks.
Well, I mean, I guess if people are willing to pay, right?
Yeah. By the way,
I mean,
whoever's listening, I don't know if you heard about this too. You know those Scream Factory steelbooks
mhm.
that they John Carpenter ones they released?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know those Best Buy has them in sale, like in the stores for $8 a piece.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
my Best Buy had them. I've seen a lot of people posting about them. They have
Yeah,
all three of them. They Live, The Fog, and Escape from New York. All three of them, $7.99.
that's pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't mind picking up Escape from New York.
Yeah, I
'Cause
don't know.
I don't have the Blu-ray of that.
I don't know if that's a misprint or what, but that seems really cheap for a Scream Factory release.
And Steelbooks.
Yeah, even though Best Buy seems to be the place to go for steelbooks. Have you
Yeah,
noticed that?
yeah. They seem to really enjoy their Steelbooks, to say the least.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I've got the thing here for that, the Black Room.
It looked interesting. I don't remember who's releasing it, but I remember I wrote it down because it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it's apparently being released by Cleopatra.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
Me neither. And apparently it has Natasha Henstridge, Lynn Shay, and Dominique Swain.
Maybe Lin Shaye kind of intrigued me. I don't know.
Could be. And the tagline is, "Where evil takes on a sexy side."
Now that I'm hearing that, I don't know if this sounds too good.
I
I didn't read that tagline.
yeah, I don't know. I'll 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 think about it.
Yeah, if I see it for like $6 or something, I'll pick it up. This
Yeah,
one I wrote down, I don't know if it's from IFC or who's releasing this, but I've heard about it from other places called Devil's Candy.
yeah.
The cover
I,
looks like a fog kind of on it, like a red fog or something with a weird face.
yeah, yeah. I've seen some stuff about it. I'm not really sure what it's about exactly. That's a pretty damn cool cover though.
I do like it. The thing about it's IFC, right?
Uh, it's IFC through Shout Factory.
Yeah. The thing about these IFC movies, have you noticed how short-lived they are? They'll get
Yeah,
hype for like a week, and then you'll hear nothing more of it.
yeah, and
Like
it's a
every
bit of a
single
shame, really.
IFC movie gets hype and then just bombs.
Yeah. Uh, well, it could be interesting. I mean,
Yeah, they impress me sometimes. Like
yeah,
Baskin is like that movie was awesome, and that's surprisingly an IFC film.
yeah. I still need to see that.
Yeah.
Oh, so apparently this cover is paint.
Is what?
It's paint like in. It looks to be like paint in water,
Oh, okay.
forming like a skull type devil looking thing.
Does it have
It's
something to do with a painter or something?
I think so. Yeah, struggling painter with their preteen daughter. Something about the devil. I think it could be interesting, actually. I mean,
Yeah, I'll
see,
pick it up. These IFC movies are usually like $10 at Walmart.
yeah, it's 14 on Amazon.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Does your Walmart, when you go there, do they usually carry the IFC titles and stuff?
they do sometimes, but over here we tend to get them through like other companies.
Yeah, like don't you guys have something called like Red Fawn or
We
Black
have
Fawn or
we have
something?
we have Black Fawn. They make
Isn't that Wild
movies
Eyes
over
or
here.
something?
We have Wild Eye. Black Fawn are pretty good. They did that movie Bite. Have you seen it?
Yeah, see
I love that movie.
that stuff gets released as IFC over here and stuff though.
Yeah,
Like
And
Bite, I think was released by Image or something over here.
yeah, from what I know, it was actually filmed around near where I live, which is kind of neat. Um,
Yeah, because I know like what Mood says is you guys have your releases are from different companies than what America gets sometimes.
yeah, and I mean, honestly, well, a good example is, you know that movie Che about Che Guevara?
Yeah,
I ended up importing the Criterion release of that because what we got over here was a hell of a lot cheaper. I mean, it was like $20,
yeah,
but it was just this crappy little other company's release, had no special features or anything. You know, so I ended up importing it from the States where you got a better release.
oh,
And
okay,
essentially that's what I find like we have to do a lot up here. You know, if you want like the good releases, you might have to import them. But
yeah,
every now and then we get a winner, you know, and we get like something that like other places don't get.
yeah. No, I see what you mean.
You know.
That's weird though that happens. But that means sometimes you'll get films sooner than we do.
Yeah, sometimes we do. I mean, I know we got Martyrs quite a bit before we got like an official release quite a bit before you did in the States.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 months before.
Are you talking about the remake?
The original?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think the original isn't even available in the US anymore.
Yeah, I
think
mean,
it's out of print.
yeah,
I mean,
you
I
know,
have it, but I think it is
yeah,
out of print though.
yeah. But then again, you know, we got it like over here just with just the French with subtitles.
That's fine though. I watch it in
Yeah.
French anyways.
Yeah, so do I. But you know, like we were never given an English language option.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe that was why we got it sooner.
Yeah, that's still one of my top 3 favorite movies of all time.
Oh yeah, I always consider Martyrs to be a movie that I put in my quote unquote suicide trilogy.
What
And I
else
reckon
you put in that?
I put in Martyrs, I put in Antichrist, and I put in American Guinea Pig, Bouquet of Guts and Gore.
Yeah,
And my idea is,
trilogy.
you watch all 3 of those. By the time you're done, you've lost all faith in humanity,
Yeah.
and you're like, screw this.
How did you interpret the ending of Martyrs? Like, you think the dude told, or she told, or you think he told her that she saw no God, or what? Because remember they leave it open.
Yeah, I think that right at the end, I think she essentially messed with the mind of the old woman.
Yeah.
I think whatever she did see, I think she saw something, and I think she said it was something completely different.
Yeah.
And I think that's why she killed herself. The
Yeah.
old woman, I think she like said something like, I see such a thing and such a thing. Like, but I've been told you ain't going there.
Yeah. Like, there is a heaven, but for you doing this, you can't go.
Yeah, like you're not going there.
Yeah, that's such an intense movie, man. Like,
I love it.
yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, that's definitely original, man. I love that movie.
Yeah. What I love about it also, though, is the fact that it would have been so easy to have done that movie and, like, resorted to, like, that, like, when she was a kid and was, like, taken originally, like, the first girl.
Yeah.
That, like, she was, like, sexually abused and everything. But they go out of their way to say that, she was never sexually abused or anything. She was just, like, tortured.
Yeah.
It gives it a more, like, there is a definite purpose behind what they're doing.
Yeah. There's
as
a goal.
opposed to just, yeah.
The director of this, I read some article or the intro or something to the movie. Something the director said something like he was really depressed when he wrote this or something, and
Yeah.
he can't watch the movie now or something because it's too depressing or.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the sort of thing. I've watched it twice.
Yeah.
And I have the Blu-ray. And I don't think I've ever actually watched the Blu-ray. Yeah, I've watched it twice, and it's one of those things. I'm kind of scared to watch it again, because I'm
With how
afraid
much
it.
you liked it?
Yeah, I'm afraid it won't have the impact as it had when I first saw it. The
Yeah,
first
dude.
2 times I saw it, you know?
You know what scene disturbed the hell out of me with that, though?
Which one?
Remember that chick that, they find her and she's got that, like, metal mask
Oh,
thing
it's like
screwed into her skull?
yeah,
Dude, that
yeah,
was brutal, man.
it was.
Like, even seeing it was intense.
I know, and they certainly know their how to do intense, don't
Yeah,
they?
that Dude, doesn't it suck that movement died out? They
Yeah,
released 4 awesome films, Inside, Martyrs, uh, Frontiers, and Them.
yeah,
And then it just stopped, man. Like, I wish there would have been so much more. Because I
yeah.
literally love all 4 of those movies.
Well, I think what happened, essentially it was like almost like the birth of like the torture porn
Yeah, that's what it
stuff.
was. And didn't I think they all moved over to America, basically.
They did
Because
pretty much.
Alexandra Aja obviously
Yeah,
went on to do Hills Have Eyes and stuff. And
yeah,
I think the Frontiers guy went on to do a movie called The Divide with
yeah,
Michael Biehn.
yeah, yeah,
And Inside, the dude who did Inside obviously is doing Leatherface.
yeah, yeah. It's the sort of thing. I guess the West just kind of took over, maybe.
Yeah, but the problem is with that,
we
the West
we
movie
don't do it as
standards
good.
are more pussy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
take all these extreme filmmakers and then basically desensitize it. You know what I mean?
I know. Like,
Well, Alexandra Aja's, though, he's the exception. I mean, his
oh yeah,
movies impressed regardless.
yeah.
I never saw Horns, though. That's the only one of his I haven't seen.
I actually really enjoyed Horns.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't think I would, but I found it to be genuinely like entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very different than other stuff he's done.
Is it not really horror at all?
No, it's horror. Well, it's
I know it's
written.
based on the Joe Hill novel.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of like I don't really know the word to use. I don't want to say like thoughtful horror or anything, but like it's more like it's kind of like almost like mundane horror.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have like the intensity of like The Hills Have Eyes or like High Tension or anything. But it's got kind of like it's more like philosophical maybe.
Yeah. I'll have
Yeah.
to check it out. I think it's on Netflix still.
It's worth seeing, and I kid you not, there's some good effects.
Oh, okay.
You get some good like devil effects and everything. It's pretty damn sweet. I got to admit.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out because I definitely like Alexandra Aja or Aja or whatever.
Yeah.
But this last release I have wrote down, it's not really horror, but I'm still excited for it regardless. It's Shout Factory's release of Missing in Action.
Yeah. I honestly I wish I'd realized that was coming out so soon because I literally picked that up the day before yesterday.
What, Missing
For
in Action?
Yeah, the first one for $4.99
Was it the Blu-ray or DVD?
Blu-ray.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to get the Shout Factory just for that new transfer, and it'll come with the slipcover and everything.
Yeah. I think I'll probably be happy with like my Blu-ray because I've never been the hugest fan of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good movie. It ain't that good, but...
Yeah, I've always preferred the third one.
Yeah.
Braddock. Missing in Action
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
But, Shout Factory released Invasion USA,
Yeah.
and I love that release. There's something about 80s Chuck Norris that I love, man.
I know. Like, I've kind of like a love-hate relationship with Chuck Norris.
Really?
He does some really enjoyable stuff, but I find him to be a bit of a jerk.
Yeah. He's pretty
And-
cocky.
Yeah, it's like he did a movie with Bruce Lee. He
Oh,
did
yeah,
a
Game
it
of
was
Death.
like Game of Death, yeah. And I remember watching it and just thinking to myself, like he's got kind of this like arrogance to him, but I bet you Bruce Lee could kick the living shit out of him.
Yeah.
I
Well,
remember
I
just
think
thinking
Bruce
that.
Lee, like, grabs his chest hair or something.
Like, "Ugh." Like, this is how we deal with you. Come here.
You know what's funny though is there's a release I do want to get that. I want to get that whole collection of Walker, Texas
Yeah,
Ranger, but it's
yeah,
hard to throw down $80 on it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because it's one of those
I know.
things where I want it, but it's one of those things where it's going to be a long time before I watch it all
Yeah, and then you think to yourself at times, it's like, well, do I really want to watch like Chuck Norris? Like,
for 100 hours.
yeah, and you're like, I don't know.
Like one of those things that maybe it's just better to watch them in movies,
Yeah,
for an hour and a half at a time.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, it's the sort of thing. Chuck Norris is pretty decent.
Yeah,
You know, it's just I wish he wasn't such come off as such a jerk. You know.
yeah. All right, man. Well, let's move on to our next category here.
Yeah. Well, just one last thing. I do have one
Oh, I
release.
forgot to ask you. Yeah, what is it?
They've now shown the features and cover for the new Rawhead Rex.
Oh, dude, I'm excited for that, man.
Have you seen the cover?
Yeah, that's the first time I
Oh
think
my
Kino's ever
God.
released a slipcover.
Yeah, and I kid you not, it looks magnificent.
It looks like a comic book almost, the way the
It
font
it
is.
does. It does. And I mean, let's be honest, this movie doesn't actually deserve.
No, it's not really that. I've never seen
No.
it, to be honest with you, but from what I hear, it's not good at all.
Yeah, I used to have the VHS back in the day. It's okay.
I hear Clive
you know-
Barker thinks it's crappy, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, essentially what they did is they took his story and they made it into like a rubber
Creature
monster
feature?
movie. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know? And his story was, as with most Clive Barker stuff, you know, it was more, I don't know, nuanced,
Yeah.
you know? But, you know, it's got some good stuff. It's got a new commentary. It's got this is a really strange special feature. The Delirious Cinema of Jesus Franco and Beyond Terror, the films of Lucio Fulci.
And what is that? That's a special feature on Rawhead
Yeah.
Rex?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I don't understand what that has to do with anything.
No. I have no clue. Unless it's like, you know, just looking at, like,
Influences, maybe? I don't know.
maybe?
Because
Maybe?
Kino don't even have any of Lucio Fulci's movies or anything.
No. I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, did the
But-
Jesus dude you mentioned, did he direct it?
No, it was directed by George Pavlo.
Yeah, I've never heard of him either.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but it comes also with like a booklet essay by some film historian. He must have been
You know, this,
Cat
this
Ellen-
release is going to do really good, I think, man.
I think it will too.
Yeah, but are you going to get it for sure?
Yeah, definitely.
You
'Cause-
know, when that comes out, we should do a Clive Barker episode. Not
definitely.
not Hellraiser. Save that for another time for the new sequel. But
Yeah.
I'm thinking of like maybe do a Clive Barker episode where we review that, Lord of Illusions, and
Yeah, like
Nightbreed.
Nightbreed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
That
think if
could
there's anywhere else.
definitely
We did Candyman, or no, we didn't. Did
Um,
we do Candyman? Yeah, we did do the
Yeah,
Candyman
yeah,
films.
we did Candyman. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Uh,
yeah, man. So those are the only three. I mean, there's the Forbidden and Salome, but
Yeah.
those are
they're-
like silent, weird, artsy films that I really have no interest in.
Yeah. You know, well, and then of course there's all the stuff that, you know, has been made of his work.
Oh, you know, I forgot about those because Books of Blood I actually really like that
Yeah.
movie. And then
Yeah.
there's Dread.
Yeah.
Midnight
I dug
Meat
Dread.
Train. Yeah, that ending where he has to eat that meat,
Yeah.
that was brutal, man.
What I loved about Dread, though, is it's of all the Books of Blood series, like every story in it, it's the only one that isn't like supernatural in some way.
Yeah.
It's the
You
only
remember-
pure human horror.
You remember they were going to remake every story in the Books of Blood?
Yeah.
That kind of fizzled out quick, though.
I don't know. They're still talking about doing Jacqueline S. or Will and Testament.
Really?
That's gonna apparently have what's her name in it from Game of Thrones, Lena Headey.
So how long have you heard that, though?
I heard it just a little bit back. Actually, I heard it
Oh,
said again a couple of months back. So
that'll be cool. I'm always down for a new Clive
yeah,
Barker.
yeah. Clive Barker's one of those writers that I, you know, I just love pretty much everything he does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wanna watch Books of Blood again though soon. Now that I'm
yeah. That's a good movie.
yeah.
You know what?
We ought to do 2 episodes then, like a Clive Barker Volume 1 and a Clive Barker Volume 2.
Yeah.
Like, watch his movies that were done early, like Rawhead Rex, Nightbreed, Lord of Illusions. And then the
Yeah.
second volume will be his more contemporary Dread, Books of Blood, and Midnight Meat Train.
Yeah. That'd
I
be pretty
love
damn
Midnight
cool.
Meat Train, too.
Oh, so do I. It's one of those movies that was screwed over, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And
That ending blew my mind, though.
oh yeah, I love the ending. I just really, it was one of those things you couldn't tack a happy ending onto that story.
No.
You know?
I like, too, remember his name's Mahogany or whatever? Remember he's, like, looking in the mirror, cutting off the growths or whatever?
Yeah.
That are, like,
and
growing
then,
on his chest or something?
and then he's putting them in the jar and
Yeah,
he's
that's
just
weird,
like
man.
keeping them. Oh, and I just love that the one time he speaks
Yeah.
is just welcome.
Yeah.
That's all he says, and it's like, damn.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as he says that, you're like, yeah, this guy's screwed.
Yeah.
No matter what, like, yeah. No good is coming from this.
Yeah, so we'll have to say that for a future episode.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't want to throw you off guard here, but did you write down the what you were thinking for the movie Ep.6 segment we have?
Yeah, yeah.
What movie did you pick?
The one I picked, which is actually a little interesting because it wasn't like a super bad movie, but I'm gonna go with the original, The Town That Dreaded Sundown.
Oh, okay.
See, the thing is, I actually really like the original Town That Dreaded Sundown.
Yeah, you just take out that goofy ass music it's got.
Yeah, and that's really the one complaint I have with it. But also, I would also make it a bit darker.
Yeah, definitely.
Like physically, like darken the movie.
Yeah, because it's bright. It's definitely
it's very
looks,
bright.
it's really I do enjoy the movie though.
Oh yeah, it's a fun movie. You know, to
have
this
do
day,
you have the Scream Factory one?
yeah,
You like that it included the Evictors too?
I love it when they do that.
Yeah.
I love it when they include a whole
The
other
director's
movie.
other movie.
Yeah, as a special feature.
Yep.
You
And I
know?
like it too
Yeah.
because it's on the disc. The DVD disc is Town That Dreaded Sundown and the Evictors, and then it includes just a Blu-ray copy of Town That Dreaded Sundown.
Yeah, yeah, and of course they're releasing the Evictors on
I think it
Blu-ray.
already is released. Yeah.
Is it out? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna pick it up. I mean,
No.
I have
well,
the DVD, and it's an R-rated
Yeah.
film. It's not amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
so
do you like better out of the two, though?
I like Town Dreaded Sundown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the
You know.
sequel too, or the sequel
Oh, yeah.
remake.
Yeah. What's really neat about it though is the fact that they in the town of Texarkana or whatever they actually do show the movie every year.
Yeah, I know, and
You know?
it was like Scream, like how meta it was.
Yeah.
I love they're watching the original Town That Dreaded Sundown on the big screen, and you see the
Yeah.
killing happening there. And remember, they actually visit the director's house, and you see all the posters and all this
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought I don't know if you call it a remake or a sequel or what, but I preferred that to the original.
Yeah,
But the original is like a classic unto itself.
yeah. That's one too where the Blu-ray still goes for almost full price years
Yeah.
after it's been released. That don't seem to go down.
Yeah, and
I hear that's actually one of their biggest sellers too.
I believe it. I mean, it's a, and the thing is, from what I know, isn't it like rated like PG or something?
Yeah, it has a weird history. I know that.
Yeah,
But I know reading that the Scream Factory people were on some podcast and they said they were shocked that that was like their biggest seller.
yeah. I mean, you would expect like Army of Darkness or something to be their number one seller, but
Yeah, I actually think Army of Darkness was one of their biggest sellers too.
I believe that. It's a
Yeah,
good addition.
basically the ones I think that were sold in like Walmart and Best Buy. I mean,
Yeah,
like Mad Max,
yeah.
that was literally sold everywhere.
Which you can now get for $8.
Yeah, you could find it in the Blu-ray bin.
Yeah,
The actual Scream Factory edition.
I think what it is with that, they've always had the older versions
Yeah,
in there, so I think they just automatically put it in there.
yeah, that has to be it.
Yeah, I think it's just maybe they don't even really realize that how much better an edition it is.
Yeah, isn't it weird how they choose that? Because there's like random ones. And
Oh
like, I
yeah,
remember Army of Darkness, you'd see at Wally all the time, and then Manhunter for some reason.
yeah. Every now and then, you find something really good.
And then at Best Buy, I remember I used to see The Thing
Yeah,
in there. It's
yeah,
like their huge AAA titles is what gets into all those stores.
yeah, yeah.
Like, I couldn't imagine finding The Town That Dreaded Sundown in stores.
You you could see it like in like I don't want to say a specialty store,
Well,
but
I
in a
found
store
it in
that sells
Grindhouse
like
Video.
yeah, you can see it in there. You can reckon you'd find it in places like
FYE, maybe.
yeah, FYE places like that, but you couldn't imagine it really in like a Walmart or like
No, definitely not.
no. Yeah, so as for fixing it, that's all I'd really do. I'd change out the music, darken
Yeah.
the picture a bit, and maybe get rid of some of the like the
Documentary style stuff.
I get rid of kind of like the goofy kills, like where like
The
he takes
trombone in the first
yeah,
one. Yeah.
that never happened in real life.
Yeah. And they add
You know?
dumb sound effects to it.
Yeah,
It even doesn't it even feel out of place in the sequel or the remake?
yeah,
That kill still feels out of place.
it does. But that's pretty much all I'd really fix with it because it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the one I'd pick, I ended up picking Scanners.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And I just, I know it has the biggest head explosion scene in history, but I did write down that it does need more gore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I guess I wish it was more fast-paced, had more gore, action scenes more
Yeah.
frequently in it, because, in all seriousness, I like Scanners 2 and 3 more than I like Scanners 1.
I know what you mean.
Just because I know Scanners feels like it's real serious, like David Cronenberg's a real serious director. I mean, he tries to put messages and all this and that in it.
Yeah.
But for a plot like that, I feel like it would need to be more 80s fast-paced, you know what I'm saying? More...
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
besides Michael Ironside, I
Mhm.
gotta say I wasn't impressed with the acting in that movie.
I know what you mean.
But I do say I love Michael Ironside's performance in it.
He's one of those actors again. You can put him in anything, and it, and it like ups the level of it.
Definitely.
But yeah, I actually like the acting of the guy whose head exploded.
Oh, the news commentator guy?
Yeah, he pulled it off. It looked like he was in pain.
Yeah. Just the flap of skin flapping around. Dude, that was awesome.
I wonder if David Cronenberg wasn't like sat under him like with like a pair of pliers and I'm just like twisting something.
I don't know. But yeah,
Like,
it
hurt
is a good
more.
movie, but this is a lot of stuff I'd fix. And the last thing I wrote down is, and this is more of a problem with a majority of Cronenberg's movies, is just the set pieces are bland.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a Canadian thing or if that's a 70s thing.
I think that's a Cronenberg thing.
Yeah, doesn't everything feel like real muted, like real just
Yeah.
plain?
I think he kind of wants like. I think he wants everything sort of to fade into the background except for what he's focusing on.
Yeah, and it makes sense because most of his stuff has to do with medical or kind of body horror stuff. And
Yeah.
anyways, so what movie did you end up picking for the the movie for beginners?
This one I decided to go with Happy Birthday to Me.
Oh, okay.
Just a fun little slasher type flick.
Yeah.
Just all around pretty fun, It's nothing to write home about.
It
but,
also introduces you to the Canadian side of slashers.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and I'd add on to that. I guess we'll just make it. If you're a beginner, you might as well do a double feature of Happy Birthday to Me and My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah.
Both Canadian slashers from the same era. Both they're a perfect double feature. I mean,
Oh yeah.
you'd think they were from the same exact director, pretty much.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And hell, that you can also throw in April Fool's Day,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
original April Fool's Day.
Yeah, Canada seemed to have a lot of those kind of slashers back then.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly.
I've noticed that a lot with a lot of
Yeah.
movies, like Kathy's Curse, the
Yeah.
Severin release I heard is a Canadian film, like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, well, a lot of stuff gets filmed up here. I mean,
Because it's cheaper, right?
yeah, well, for the longest time, we were essentially a tax shelter.
Yeah. Where
You know,
was Ginger
and,
Snaps filmed? I know in Canada.
Ginger
Do you know
Snaps
where?
was, yeah, it was actually filmed about 40 minutes from where I live,
Oh, okay.
around like the Barrie area, if I remember right.
Yeah.
And yeah, when you watch that, like the scene when they're in the backyard.
Talk about Ginger Snaps?
Yeah, and they're like
Yeah.
like talking and everything, and you're seeing
Yeah.
the backyards.
It's like
Tho-
a
tho-
big ditch, kind of, like a huge...
Yeah, those are
backyard.
kind of like honestly your typical Canadian backyards.
Oh, really?
At least they are around here. They look like a Canadian back. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, can you hear me?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
yeah. It kind of went dead for a second.
But
Yeah,
anyways,
we got a lot of good stuff gets filmed up here.
yeah,
Of
that's
course,
what I noticed. It seems like, yeah, almost 80% of horror gets filmed up there.
it was filmed up here.
It was?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, around Toronto and everything.
And you think it's all just because of taxes?
I think a lot of it is, well, from what I know, we have good crews up here.
Oh, yeah.
And of course George Romero ended up moving up here.
Okay.
He lived up here for about I think 15 or 20 years. He filmed Land of the Dead up here, and apparently like fell in love
Wow.
and bought a place and lived up here until he died. It's the sort of thing. I mean, we have kind of I don't want to say a booming film industry, but we have like a lot of like American directors come up here and film, and I think
Yeah.
it is like we're close enough to America to pass for America.
Yeah.
You
Down
know?
here, the accents aren't that different at all, except for certain key words.
Yeah, and I mean, as long as you are on the lookout for those words,
Yeah.
you can work around it.
Yeah.
The stuff that makes me laugh though is when they film something obviously like in like Vancouver
Yeah.
and try to pass it off as like New York, and you see like a giant mountain in the background, like Rumble in the Bronx.
Oh, yeah.
Like you see all these majestic mountains, and you're like, "We're in New York." It's like, no, you're not. You're like in British Columbia or something. We know that.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, man. So you ready to get to our featured reviews here?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, man. This, hold on. Blair Witch Project, 1999.
Yep.
Is it safe to say you'd put it in the S category, too?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, dude. This is one of my favorite movies of all time, for sure.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I know I say that about a lot of stuff, but I'm, like, dead serious with this movie.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, literally everything about it clicks and it works for me.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, it's one of those few times, and maybe it could have just been just the right time when it came out, and the whole, like, viral marketing was... It was one of the first with the whole viral marketing and everything. And the fact that when you watch the movie, everything is taken seriously.
Oh, yeah.
I think, it just works. Even stuff that, that should be just laugh out loud funny,
Yeah.
it's still played as if it's real people doing it.
Yeah.
And it definitely works.
No, I see
Yeah.
exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Did you see this in theaters when it first came out?
I saw it in theaters, yeah. I
Don't tell
remember
me you believed any of the stuff about it, though, or did you?
before I did.
Before you saw it in
Before I
theaters?
saw it, yeah. Then I saw it, and and I was like, no, like this is. I'm pretty sure this is fake.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning when you first started seeing ads, you were like, is this really based on a true story? So you look and you're like, did like some people really filmmakers disappear and everything? I didn't really think there was like an actual supernatural witch in the woods killing them or anything, but I thought maybe some filmmakers went out there and like disappeared. You know, it was good marketing to say the least.
Yeah.
And to this day, I think they say it's considering its budget, it's made more money than like any other independent movie ever made.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the highest grossing independent movies.
Yeah, because it was made for what? Like I think like
Not
$10,000 or something. Real cheap.
Yeah. I gotta say, too, one thing to touch on, though, is the acting. It
Yeah,
was amazing because it felt genuine, because technically it kind of was.
yeah.
Because from
They
what I
just
understand,
stuck them out there.
yeah, Eduardo Sanchez literally just put him out there with the camera and gave him kind of basic instructions on what to do or where to go.
Yeah,
And, like, I guess he'd go out there every night and give them the food they needed and tell
Yeah.
them, set stuff up. Like, so
Yeah.
I guess that's one thing I gotta say. The acting is really good in this,
it is.
which leads me to Heather, man, is annoying as hell, dude.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing what I found was none of the characters were particularly likable characters.
Yeah, they were all kind of like average Joe people. Like,
Yeah,
it's people you'd see at school.
Yeah, that they always seem to me to be like just not jerks, but just kind of
Yeah.
like irritating people.
Yeah.
But it worked. They felt real.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Like when you're seeing them chilling in the hotel, drinking and stuff. One
Yeah.
thing is, you actually feel like these are a group of friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
you
you're
definitely
actually
get
chilling
that
with them.
feeling. Yeah, you definitely don't feel like it's just a bunch of people who've never known each other who've been thrown together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And one thing else I gotta say about this too, man, the atmosphere this movie has, it's just pure dread, man.
it is.
Like I gotta say, the look of the woods in general.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I think they picked the perfect forest. Like there was a forest right near my house that looked just like this when I lived in
Yeah.
Venice, Florida, and it always creeped me out more because it always had a dampness to it.
yeah,
Like the woods never looked completely dry to me. Like it always,
Yeah.
like the trees had a dampness to it, and just you could hear the. Remember they said, "Oh, I heard cackling last
Yeah.
night." Remember the guys like, "Oh, I'd shit my pants if I heard cackling," and all this
Yeah.
stuff, dude. But dude, just imagining all that, man, it's amazing what this movie can do with just atmosphere alone. You
Oh,
know what
yeah.
I mean? Like you literally see nothing.
I know.
You see absolutely nothing, but it's still just, it's so intense though that I think it's a perfect movie, man. Like this is a little 10 out of 10. I can't even think of a bad thing to say about it.
No, well, except for a runny nose, but other than that,
Yeah, but even that adds to the,
it
that
works.
adds to the
Yeah, it
genuine
fits in.
side of it. And
Yeah.
I love the camera work too. It seems
Yeah.
as how people would do it. I loved how there was different millimeter films being shot
Yeah.
on, so it looked different from different people's perspective.
Yeah. I thought it was an all-around superior movie, and a lot of people, I think, give it crap because it's not the first found footage movie.
Yeah. Well, there's the Cannibal Holocaust,
Cannibal
the last
Holocaust and
live
everything.
broadcast.
But it's one that definitely worked,
Yeah.
and it knew what it was. They knew what they were doing when they made it. You know. And they realized, if we're gonna do like this found footage thing, we don't need, all like steady cams and everything. We
Yeah.
don't need like perfect angles,
Yeah.
And that's something I always kind of dug, Like you see found footage sometimes, and like you see these perfect angles, like it's being filmed by like a professional cameraman.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, that works in something like Wreck, where the idea is it is a professional
Yeah, it's
cameraman.
someone getting paid to do that.
Yeah, you can understand that. But, like these are just,
Students, basically.
they're students. Yeah, they don't, probably they wouldn't, in reality, if they were doing it, they probably wouldn't be as shaky as they are.
Yeah.
But, then again, if you're being kind of chased through the woods by something, yeah, it's going to be shaky, isn't it?
Yeah. Let me
Yeah.
ask you, what did you think of the intro to it, though? Where they're interviewing the locals.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts of it.
Because that just gives it, like, a sense of realism. It gives you a feeling like, like this is the actual documentary stuff that they were going to do.
Yeah, it definitely added to the realness to it.
Yeah.
I love those two people. They're fishing. Remember at the beginning, and
I love those
they
guys.
seem so real because we're the ones like, oh, it's all horse shit or whatever, and
Yeah.
they're sitting there like, oh, I've seen it, blah blah blah, or they're like,
Yeah.
and just the way they talk about, like, the one dude says that a chick came back screaming that there was an old woman whose feet never touched the ground.
Yeah.
Like, that's creepy imagery, man.
It is. And it's all done with suggestion, isn't it?
I know. And then what do you think of that crazy lady they go see who's like, oh, it was covered in fur? Or I don't know the lady's name.
Well, I
she
guess
said she was a professional ballet dancer and a scientist and all this stuff.
I guess you need your token crazy person.
Yeah, no, but
Every town has one.
Yeah. Now let me ask you, they suggested a lot of stuff that does carry on over to Adam Wingard's version.
Yeah.
But they suggest the Rustin Parr, whatever the dude's name is.
Yeah.
Like, very briefly, but what did you think of the ending of it, though? Where they say, oh, Rustin Parr made one victim stand in the corner, why he killed the one because he didn't like him staring at him and stuff.
Yeah, I thought that was just, the sort of thing was just plain creepy.
Yeah, how did you interpret that ending, though? Did you think it was the witch? Did you think it was Rustin Parr? Or they say there's a theory, too, and they went back, and I remember watching it, and if you keep it in mind, a lot of different stuff clicks. Like, they say that the two people were there to kill Heather, and this was all a ruse to get Heather killed, and that's their motive. And then they, like, go back, and that kind of makes sense if you watch it in that light, too, because, I mean, one of them standing in the corner, then Heather just drops. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, it's the sort of thing, there's a lot of different, like...
ways you can look at it.
Yeah, One thing I always thought was, like, the idea that... I always thought this, when I first saw it at least, that it was people from the town.
Oh, messing with them or whatever?
I always thought, it was, like maybe someone they'd interviewed or whatever was following them.
Yeah.
And messing around with them, and then, it's like, no, there'd be, like, evidence of that or whatever. And then you're like, well, maybe, like, I don't know, maybe it's animals or something. It's all these different other things. And it really kind of gets you thinking as to what it could be. My final, what I ended up deciding eventually was I reckoned it was the Blair Witch.
Yeah.
I reckon just
no, I take it
like
the same
people in
way.
the woods.
Basically, what went down in the Adam Wingard version is how I imagined it going down.
Yeah, pretty much.
But, yeah, let's move on to part 2 because we basically discuss everything about the first one. I mean, in all seriousness, a whole lot doesn't happen. It's more of just building an atmosphere.
Yeah.
But I definitely give it a 10 out of 10 for sure.
Yeah, I put it up with the S rank. It's just all around a great flick.
Yeah. Now moving on, I assume you watched all these this week?
Yeah.
Do you own them all, or did you have to stream
them?
them?
Yeah, I own them all.
Okay.
And essentially, it's interesting because my thoughts on part 1 and 3 are pretty much identical as they've always been.
Yeah.
But I've had a real kind of turnaround on part 2.
Oh, okay. So let's just start off. Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2. What did you think of it?
I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot more than I remember liking it.
really. You didn't like it at first when you first
When I
saw it?
first when I first saw it, I found it to be too different. You know?
Yeah, the fact that it's not even found footage at all.
Well, not even that. I mean, the fact that it's that the first movie is a movie in it.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly, and they mention it a lot.
Yeah.
And I do gotta say, I love that intro. It's pretty much the exact same as the first one,
Yeah.
but it's more
Yeah.
people talking about the movie, and like you'll see the sheriff yelling at the woods,
Yeah.
telling them all to get out. There's no Blair Witch and all that.
Yeah.
And one thing
You
I
know.
gotta add about that too is, have you heard of that show Burn Notice
Yeah.
with Bruce Campbell?
Yeah.
You know that main guy in that show, Jeffrey Donovan,
Yeah.
is the main guy in this.
Oh yeah, he is, isn't he?
Yeah, it's before Burn Notice was even thought of, but yeah, that's Jeffrey Donovan. And I
Well,
like how he's sitting there. Remember, he's making the little stick people, and he's saying something,
Yeah.
and he sounds all burnt out or whatever, and someone
Yeah.
yells something at him, and he looks over, and he's like, "Hey, what up?" to the people in the car. It felt
Yeah.
real too.
Yeah.
But this one took me out of it though because it felt real. But I already
Yeah.
knew Jeffrey Donovan from other stuff, so it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's kind of the thing,
yeah. If he was unknown, it would have been a lot better.
Yeah. I like, all in all, I liked it. I thought it was, I would have liked to have seen the director's original intent.
Well, yeah, I wrote that down too because you already know
Yeah.
there's got to be a director's cut.
Oh yeah, well, when you listen to the commentary, it even says like, all the gore in it and everything.
Yeah. You
That
actually
was
listen to the commentary?
Yeah, that was all the studio.
Yeah. Well, you know what this director did besides this, right?
He did Paradise Lost.
Yeah, have you seen those documentaries for HBO?
Yeah,
Those are really good, man.
they are. I remember the first time I saw Paradise Lost, it genuinely pissed me off.
Oh, yeah. And you know what's weird about that, too, is the soundtrack's banging, man.
Oh,
That
definitely.
Metallica.
Yeah.
But, you gotta say, you gotta admit, you see the similarities between this movie and Paradise Lost, right?
Oh,
Kids being murdered in the woods and all that, and all this crazy stuff. It's almost like that director sought this movie out because there's so many similarities between that and Paradise Lost.
There are, definitely. I mean, it's the sort of thing. It's at the time when he made it, he hadn't done the other Paradise Lost ones. The
2 and 3.
The other two. So I'm guessing it was probably still pretty fresh in his mind.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sure that had some bearing on when he made the movie.
Yeah. And,
But I know his original cut though didn't have any of the gore in it.
Oh, okay.
And essentially,
This was gonna be more psychological.
What it was going to be, essentially, they were going to go into the woods or whatever, everything was going to be broken or whatever, all that stuff. They were going to come out of the woods, go to the house and everything, and then, all the, interrogation scenes and everything?
Yeah.
All those were one scene at the end of the movie. And then it would show, the CCTV stuff of what actually happened.
Oh, okay.
And everything would change.
Yeah, what sucks about this, man, is that we'll probably never get it because I know Blair Witch, Adam Wingard ones sold terribly.
Yeah.
I know it didn't do good at all, so I highly doubt we'll ever get a special edition release of this.
I agree. I mean, all we can do really is hope that he still has the director's cut.
The only hope of that ever happening is the Vestron label. Because this is all owned by Artisan, which is now all owned by Lionsgate.
Yeah.
And that's all owned by... All the horror coming out from Lionsgate's coming out on Vestron.
Yeah.
And I can't picture this being released under Vestron,
Yeah. Or, who knows, maybe if somehow the director could get the rights back to it.
Yeah, that'd be cool, because I'd love to see his cut.
Yeah, I think his cut would be a lot more cerebral.
Yeah.
And it would be a lot more...
better, man.
Yeah, I'm quite sure. One thing I always find, when studios stick their oar in, for example,
Yeah.
they tend to... Things tend to end up worse.
Yeah. You know this, what else I really like about this movie too is the nostalgic factor, just because it looks like something that could only be made in early 2000s. Like
Yeah,
everybody's dressed like a Sum 41 or music or a Blink
yeah,
182 music video or something.
yeah,
Like the goth chick is the most stereotypical like goth chick you'd ever see.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
It's
But
just
I tell you what, though, I thought she was freaking beautiful.
yeah, well I did too.
And
But I'm
those
just saying this
eyes,
thing
holy crap.
yeah, this thing just seemed like it was just stereotypes from the early 2000s. And that's what I
Definitely.
like that though. And
Yeah,
what else added to that nostalgia of that is the fact that Disposable Teens
yeah,
plays in the intro by Marilyn Manson.
yeah. And that's exactly what everyone is in the movie, really, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. No, but I love that. And the way when it's doing that aerial view over the woods,
Yeah,
why Marilyn Manson's playing, I love that. And I also
yeah,
got to say that whole scene where you see the rubble of Rustin Parr's house.
yeah,
Remember, there's like the trees not there, and then it's there. And
yeah,
then they wake up there, and all the papers shredded and everything.
yeah.
I like that
Well,
whole thing because it's hinting back at the Rustin Parr thing, and you start getting Blair Witch vibes again.
yeah. I almost wish that it wasn't a Blair Witch movie.
Yeah,
I almost wish it had just been called Book of Shadows,
yeah,
and it was there was some other movie,
yeah,
not made like that was made and we got popular and everything, and they were going to like investigate that or whatever. I feel I don't know. It almost like it took away from what was created in the original movie.
yeah. Well, I wrote
It-
down that it's just too jarring to go from a found footage movie to all of a sudden
yeah,
it's a cinematic
yeah,
professional camera. You know what I mean? Like you don't see like they started uh, found footage. They should have if they put it this way. If Adam Wingard was to release his version right after the original
Oh,
Blair Witch,
it,
like if
it would have
part two
been
never
yeah.
existed, it would have been huge, dude.
Oh, I'm sure. It's like I've always thought about the part three that it it came out about like 15 years too late.
Oh yeah,
If it had come out, yeah, when Blair Witch 2 came out, it would have blown up,
yeah,
and the Blair Witch legacy, if you will, would have been like
strong. We probably would have. It would have been
yeah,
Paranormal Activity. You know what I mean?
it would have, yeah,
But we'll
definitely,
talk more about that when we get to that.
yeah,
There's a few more things I want to bring up. Like I love the whole warehouse setup that Jeffrey Donovan had.
yeah.
You know,
That
his
was
actual house, that was pretty badass.
Yeah, I just love they're walking through and there's all like big boxes of like computers and all this
Yeah.
other stuff, and then there's all this Blair Witch stuff that you just
Memorabilia that he makes.
yeah.
What'd you think of the ending of this, though? Like, did you think they did it, or what? Or
I'm quite
because it shows them
sure.
robbing that corner store and stuff and all that.
Yeah, I'm quite sure they did it.
Yeah, and they killed that other group and stuff.
Yeah, I'm quite sure of that. As to why they did it,
Well, are they saying
that,
it's like they? Well, you remember they go in the third one. They say that if you end up sleeping in the woods
yeah,
overnight, you're put under the curse. You
yeah.
gotta stay overnight. So I think they were all just under the curse or something.
It could be. I don't know. If it didn't make it, the first one was a movie.
Yeah,
If it had kept it that it was like, in the same universe, if you will,
yeah,
I think it would have worked a lot better. I think when they made it, the first one was a movie.
yeah,
Essentially, anything to do with the Blair Witch kind of went out the window.
yeah,
Unfortunately. And it could be a sort of thing. They could have done something like and said that the Blair Witch Project was like a recreation.
yeah,
Like it was a movie version of what actually happened or something.
yeah.
If they'd done that, it would have fit in perfectly, and you could have gone with there's like a witch in the
Curse
woods.
or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is this. You know what? It's from the director of the Paradise Lost, which makes me think that this is all result of the hysteria that happened
yeah,
because of the original one coming out and the influence all that has. Because
Yeah.
remember they were saying the kids in Paradise Lost killed because they listened to Metallica and all this dumb stuff.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, he had a pentagram in his book. They're Satanists. That was the dumbest thing, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The once again back on to Paradise Lost, but that first movie, I saw it and I was genuinely pissed
Yeah.
because I watched it and I was like, how in the hell did these kids get convicted?
Yeah, it don't make any sense. It all happened because remember that one like mentally challenged kid?
Yeah,
Said
they essentially
something.
talked him into it.
Yeah.
The cops talked him into it.
I
You
remember
know?
the whole town was like, yeah, they're just because they were wearing metal T-shirts and stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's finally kind of been overturned. It's taken.
Well, they're all free now, and I'm sure they got paid good.
From what I know, I don't think they did actually.
Oh, really? Well, I know
I-
the one guy, the main older one, he has like all these books out now, and he's
Yeah.
married and stuff.
Yeah, Damien Eccles. He's
Damien Eccles, yeah.
seriously though. What really pissed me off about that is I watched that movie and I'm like this kid is me.
Yeah, exactly. Like I knew
Yeah.
everybody was like that. We chilled with into
Yeah.
horror, into metal, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, it just really pissed me off.
Yeah, that's
You
one of
know.
those backwoods towns, though.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I live in Sarasota. One of my buddies, Malcolm, had a pentagram tattooed on the palm of his hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's just dumb.
Yeah, and I mean, the fact of the matter is, you would think, like, adults, if you're smart enough to become, like a prosecutor or whatever,
Yeah.
A blind monkey could have told you that these kids didn't do this.
Well, I think they knew they didn't do it. They needed the
think
case closed.
They just wanted it shut.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, that did a disservice not just to the kids.
But now everybody sees that documentary and that town looks bad now.
The town looks bad, and think of the victims' families.
Oh yeah.
They
Now they got to live with they sent innocent people to jail and all that.
Well, not only that, Damien Eccles was on death row.
Yeah.
So, if it had turned out any different, they would have killed an innocent guy.
Yeah.
And like what? Just to make them feel better?
Yeah, that's crazy. Crazy. There's even that documentary out now on Netflix, that Making a Murderer.
Yeah.
It just seems like there's more and more stuff happening. Well, it's going to get to that point. Trust for cops and everything is not good. No, there's no trust.
Oh yeah.
It's
yeah.
not. It's just not good in all
No.
senses.
I mean, and the problem is when you get situations like the Paradise Lost situation, it's like, why should you trust the cops?
Yeah, exactly.
If they're gonna talk like a pretty much like almost like a mentally retarded kid almost,
Yeah.
into taking blame for something that he didn't do.
Yeah.
Well, what's that
did
saying
Did you see
about
that
the
Making a
cop?
Murderer documentary?
I saw some of it and didn't see it all.
The same thing happened pretty much. The kid's nephew, or the dude's nephew, is like mentally challenged.
Yeah.
And they basically talk him into giving a bogus story on what happened and whatever. But
Yeah.
it's like everything you see now on everybody's raging now because of Trump and all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And, there's war looming. China's going to blow us up. We're going to blow them up. And, now that you heard about the white supremacist
That was
protest that went on yesterday. Some dude drove a car through them all.
that was some messed up stuff.
I know, man. But you hear all
Seriously.
that, and then you see everything on TV, everything on Netflix, and all that is documentaries and movies about how the government and the cops are abusing their power. Everything that you see now is them, how shady they are, all these conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
You never
Yeah.
see anything good, so it's like, it's all going to come to an end soon, man.
Yeah. Well, did you see that thing? It was on. Philip DeFranco covered it a bit back about these cops that planted drug evidence, and it's all on camera.
Oh, yeah. They do that all the time, man.
Yeah, and apparently because of this, I think it was 34 or 37 active cases have all been tossed
Yeah.
because the problem is, I'm sure probably 90% of police are good guys, you know?
I wouldn't go that far, man.
Okay, maybe 75%. But well, a good amount of them want to do a
What
good
it is
job
is
of
I think
everything.
it's the old ones that they're cool. They've seen it all. They don't have nothing to prove. What it is,
Yeah.
I've had a lot of experience with cops. What it is it's the younger cops that are brand new. They want to make a name for themselves,
Oh yeah.
and they've seen Dirty Harry too much, and they
Oh
think.
yeah.
But that's what it is, man. But it's still, what my grandma was watching some thing on ID channel or whatever, and
Mm.
like these cops, I guess, when they get arrested, they know they're about to do time. This cop was on TV saying, "Oh, I almost killed myself because I thought I was going to go to jail. I can't go to jail with the people I put there." It's like, now
It's
talk
like
about you want a pussy like that running. You know what I mean? Like,
I know.
you had no problem putting them away, but once you realize you got to get locked up in there with them, then you want
Yeah.
to kill yourself? Like, what, dude?
Yeah. Like what have you done?
Yeah, it's
So,
like you got to be, you must have done something really sketchy to be worried about all that.
yeah, cuz I mean, I always remember watching a documentary. It was about some motorcycle gang. I think it was
Yeah,
the Mongols. And there was like a respect level
yeah,
between like some of them and the cops,
yeah,
where nowadays, you just get the idea. You get the idea almost that like some people, they're given a badge and a gun,
yeah,
and it's almost like they think, okay, I've got this. Now I have to shoot somebody.
yeah. That, and everybody has to cover up for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I always reckon like with the police or whatever, police should be held to a higher standard.
Yeah,
So
it's
essentially,
not
like,
the way it works though. For some reason.
no, it's crazy, isn't it? The world's a messed up place, so we'll stick to horror.
Yeah, you know what?
It's much simpler when the villain is like a guy with an axe,
Yeah,
isn't
I
it?
know. I love how we're judged for watching horror, but the rest of
Yeah.
America will watch the Kardashians and stuff. It don't make
Yeah.
any sense, man. They'll watch TMZ, but then judge someone for Friday the 13th.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest. How many like actual like killings have there ever been that really in the vein of a horror movie?
Yeah,
I mean, I think there's been maybe like 3 or 4 total.
maybe
And
Brandon Lee getting shot on accident, making The Crow.
yeah, there was that, and like you can't tell me if violent cinema and everything made people violent. You can't tell me that Kane Hodder wouldn't be walking down the street snapping necks left,
Well,
right, and center.
and it's like everything on TV now is violent. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If that was the case, everybody would be violent.
yeah. It's cheap and easy way to, you know, put responsibility onto other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So
Before we
we'll get
move
back
on-
to the Blair Witch. Yeah.
Before we move on to Blair Witch 2016, what do you give your final rating for Blair Witch 2?
I give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, I was going
Yep.
to give it a 6.5, so we were close.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, what do you think of the release, though, of Blair Witch 2? It has the soundtrack on one side and the DVD on the other side, and has
I
a
think
ton of
it's-
bonus features, and inside the case came with a little booklet type thing.
Yeah, I thought it was an overall a really good DVD release.
Yeah, it has I was shocked at how nice it is.
I don't since I kind of liked the movie, I don't want to say like they knew the movie wasn't good, but I think
Yeah.
they knew the movie wasn't going to have the impact of the first one.
So they figured
So they
put
thought,
the soundtrack on it with
load
Marilyn
up-
Manson and
yeah.
stuff.
Load up the disc, make it worth people's while buying it.
Well, that too, and I think what else it is I think this came out right when DVDs were blowing up.
Yeah,
Because did yours come with that little fold-out booklet thing?
yeah,
That had the little summary of it or whatever, the notes?
Yeah.
Did you notice on the back of it, it had titles of artists and movies coming out on DVD?
yeah.
And they were like
yeah.
regular stuff you'd see in the bargain bin. And
Yeah.
they were wanting like $19.99, $25 for like, Air
Yeah.
Force One or something stupid.
Yeah, I remember.
It's funny seeing those, man.
It is. It definitely is.
Well, let's move on here to Blair Witch 2016.
Yeah.
So, what'd you think of this one?
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I
You
love
know,
this. I put this as contender of top 3 movies of 2016.
yeah, I agree. I mean, a lot of people didn't like it, and
I can't believe it.
I guess I can kind of understand their thinking, but, you're going to a movie called Blair Witch.
Yeah,
You're not going to like Mr. Dees Goes to Hollywood or something.
yeah,
So, you know what you're gonna get.
yeah. Well, people kept saying it's the same movie. You still there? Yeah,
Hello?
yeah. Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
yeah. Anyways, but I don't remember where I was. Oh yeah, this people kept saying this is like the same movie as the first one, you know?
Yeah,
But it's like that was your big complaint about the sequel was it was too different. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Now
exactly.
this is the same thing, but really, that's what I like. It's the same thing, but it delivers. On
Yeah,
it gives you what you want. You know what I mean? It's the same thing as the first, but you actually see it.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
gotta say,
I
let's just get
agree.
the talking of the witch out of the way now, dude. She looked freaky as hell, dude.
Yeah, I agree. That thing, when I saw that, it was completely like I didn't know it was coming.
Yeah, did you see it in the theaters?
Yeah,
Yeah, so did I, man. And the
I saw it
theater
and I was
was
just kind of like,
empty. Was your theater
oh.
completely empty?
I had about like three other people in the theater.
Yeah, basically same thing. We had 2 or 3 people. Dude, we're
Yeah,
sitting there watching it, man, and the first time you see it, remember it quickly is walking in the woods,
yeah, and you're just kind of like,
and you're like,
what
what
was
the
that?
hell was... And you can't rewind it in theaters. And I
No.
remember sitting there like, what the hell? And then you see it, remember right when she's like getting ready to go into the house?
Yeah,
You see it walking again outside of the house, and it's pouring rain and
yeah,
everything. Dude, it looked so like terrible. Like I'd die of a heart attack if I saw that in real life.
yeah. It
It just
looked
looked like
like
wet, soggy
damn.
skin, and
Yeah,
its legs and arms were like a spider.
yeah. I mean, it's the sort of thing. It was just plain creepy.
Yeah, dude, that was, I told my mom before she saw it, I was like, look, I was like, whatever you're envisioning this witch looking like,
Hmm.
it's like I can guarantee you it don't look like what you're about to see. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, no
yeah,
matter what way you think of it, it ain't gonna look like this, and I bet you the witch is gonna look creepier than anything you're thinking of,
yeah,
which is rare, because usually it's the other way around, you know?
yeah,
Like what you were
yeah,
thinking of is a lot creepier than what you see. Because I was
yeah,
actually just thinking of an old woman, to be honest with you.
yeah. Well, I was always thinking. You remember when McFarlane Toys released a Blair Witch figure?
Oh, is that what you thought it looked like?
I thought that's what it was going to end up looking like. And
Well,
then we
quick.
see this thing, and I'm like,
Yeah, dude, I like this better, man. I think God,
definitely,
that little pharaoh-looking dog thing isn't what we
yeah,
got. But dude, I gotta say, I love the way the woods looked in this movie even more than the first one.
yeah.
Like
I
that
agree.
dampness though went perfect with this.
Oh yeah, and I just love the fact that like it was like, how can I describe it? Like the woods was close enough together that it would blot out the sun.
Yeah,
You know, the idea you could see going in there and getting lost.
yeah,
The ones in the first one you could envision it, but you could also envision, like climb up a tree, look around, you could see where you were,
yeah,
and you could probably get out. But
yeah.
yeah, that one is just,
Let me
it's
before we
like
get onto the
oppressive.
mythos that before we get onto the mythos that they added to this movie, let's
Mhm.
get the characters out of the way. What'd you think of this group of people?
Uh,
You had the comic relief black guy.
yeah,
You had his
his
girlfriend, the annoying
yeah.
black chick. Well, let's sidetrack. What'd you think of that whole subplot of her stepping on that thing and all of a sudden there's something growing in her foot or whatever?
I thought that was like really kind of cool,
I'm
but
curious if you took it the
it's
same way I did.
I just took it at like, she's been like essentially like infected by the like evil of
Oh,
the
okay.
where
I
they were sort of thing.
I had took it as like, because I had read something like this too, is that she inside, you know how, remember, see, it all kind of connects. Like when you start thinking about it, it's
Mm.
almost overwhelming how much stuff is going on here. But you remember when that one chick snaps that wood figure in half and she snaps in half?
Oh, I love that scene.
Well, what that leads to this is, remember when the black dude's looking at her foot and all of a
Yeah,
sudden that thing like pokes out and twitches?
yeah,
And she remember she ends up pulling like a little feather type thing out of her leg too.
yeah,
I think she's turning into one of those stick figures. You know what I mean? Like the
yeah.
branches and that stuff's growing inside of her.
It could be. Yeah,
Like I had read something that's what they were thinking of doing, kinda.
that definitely works. I mean,
Yeah, so that's
all I know is it was overall creepy. That was a scene that reminded me of. You ever see The Ruins?
no.
It's The Ruins is something kind of similar where it's got like vines and everything growing in people's skin and everything, and it's really just creepy and like invasive, and it gave me a real feeling of that,
Oh wow.
and it just really. It was a really it was one of the standout scenes I find.
Yeah.
It just gives kind of like that factor.
Yeah. No, I like that whole thing, and one thing too I liked is when they're walking in the woods when they first get there. Remember Lee tells the story of, oh, they left the witch hanging in a tree and they tied rocks to her arms and legs
Yeah,
and let her hang there. So that
yeah,
would explain why her limbs are like 5 feet long.
yeah,
So that I really thought was cool. And I like the whole mythology here is like after I saw it for the first time, I had to like really think about it because remember they say once you spend the night there, you
yeah,
don't see any sunlight ever again. You're
yeah,
trapped in eternal darkness in these woods.
yeah,
And I thought that was really creepy.
yeah,
Which leads me to remember when the dude they go in the house and remember the one kid who's looking. Well, first of all, let's get this out of the way too. The setup for them even going into the woods
yeah.
is retarded, dude.
It,
He
it,
thinks
it,
his sister's still in there 16 years later.
yeah. I want to kind of write it up to like overly emotional people.
Yeah, just an excuse to get him back in the woods.
Yeah, but I would have gone with something like, maybe like some like bones or something had been found,
Yeah.
and
Well, we'll get to that last shot because
yeah,
remember the very beginning, the scene they're looking at,
yeah,
or we could just talk about it now. The scene they're
yeah.
looking at in the beginning, and then you find out at the very end of the movie.
It's their
That's
footage.
them?
Yeah, yeah,
Talk about that, dude. Even thinking about it now, it still doesn't fully connect, dude. Like
yeah.
it's
It's like
so bizarre, dude. Like,
some weird time travel stuff or
yeah.
something.
And then you know what else I thought was really cool too is that you know how you first of all the sound design in this movie is perfect. Like
Yeah,
I remember you saw it in theaters, so you remember you hearing
yeah.
all that stuff breaking in the theaters and stuff,
Oh yeah, yeah,
dude. And remember they said this house is only visible if
yeah,
you're in the woods, like if you're under the curse, you can see
yeah,
the house. Because remember they said they sent copters above and no one could
yeah,
find it.
yeah. I couldn't find a thing.
Well, remember they kept hearing the snapping and they'd go to one spot and trees were down?
Yeah,
They say that sound is the whole forest just structurally moving. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
morphing because you're under that curse, so it's just a never-endless thing.
I believe that. That works.
Yeah, man. And I love that,
Yeah,
dude. I love that, too, where you're following. Remember they finally kick Lee and the other chick out, and they end up dipping or whatever, and you're following the people for like 5 minutes, and all of a sudden you see Lee and the chick come back, and he's got
yeah,
a full beard and everything, and
yeah. And it's like, yeah.
he's like,
I
how long
thought
have you
that was
guys? When's the last time you guys saw us?
they're like
Like,
about like an hour ago, and it's
they're
like,
like it's been 5 days.
I know.
I remember when I first saw that, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, but I
And
mean,
then,
it makes stuff in the first one make sense.
yeah,
You
that
know?
and B. What's weird is they keep saying the Rustin Parr, and that Rustin Parr was under control of the witch, and
Yeah,
that would make them all stand in the corner and blah blah blah. But They basically said that this Lee guy is the new Rustin Parr because remember he kept saying you got to do what
Yeah.
she tells you.
Yeah.
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 Dude, that's what. And another thing about that same scene, I've never felt more claustrophobic watching a movie than I have in that tunnel.
Oh, damn. Yeah. I mean, that puts, at least for me, I've only ever felt claustrophobic in a few. I'm not like a claustrophobic person,
Yeah.
but I've felt it in that scene. I felt it in Aliens when Bishop
Oh
is
yeah.
going through the tunnel thing, and in the Descent.
Oh yeah, yeah. Descent,
Yeah,
obviously.
those are the only times I've ever felt it, and it there's something visceral about that. A really tight, confined, little passageway, if you will, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say though, this one more thing about this is the man, what was? Oh yeah, remember they first get in the house, and this is before they see the witch. Remember
Yeah.
you see that bright light peering
Yeah.
through the cracks in the wall for like a second, and then it disappears.
Yeah.
You know what the did you listen to the commentary to this or no?
I did quite a while back. I didn't this time.
Well, you know they said Adam Wingard said that's supposed to be, you know how you're in eternal darkness. That's
Yeah.
time is going so quick. That was
Oh.
daylight. That was the day going by. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because
wow.
you know how
That's
Lee
cool.
said, "Oh, 5 days have already passed, and it had only been an hour."
Yeah.
Well, that's showing you time is going by so quick that the daylight was literally a split second.
That's pretty cool.
I know, man.
I just saw it and I thought to myself, damn, that's a cool Hellraiser reference.
Yeah, it looked just like. Well, at first, I thought it was aliens or something, but
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
dude. And the last thing, what do you think of that whole thing of they're finally at the top, their attic of this house? They're going down that hall. Remember, you see just boards and everything flying, and then
Yeah.
you just see the spider, the witch lady, just fucking crawling behind them.
Yeah, I loved that scene. That was
know,
one of
man.
those things I wish I really wish there was some behind the scenes stuff showing more of that.
Yeah, or at least I want to like if they had a behind the scenes thing that showed the actress playing that witch, you know?
Yeah. That would
That
be cool.
and it's like yeah, man, I like that whole thing too of like they're both standing in the corner and the dude you hear nothing and the dude's like, "Heather?" Remember he looks around
Yeah.
and gets knocked
Yeah.
out and then you actually think the chick's going to get away and she's backing up, which was a smart move.
Oh
And
yeah.
then all of a sudden whatever the dude's name was, Peter or something, I don't remember.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Peter?" And does the same exact thing. It's like, are
I
you
know.
that dumb? Like, you just saw
Apparently.
the dude get killed. And
Yeah.
then I remember what's funny, too, is at the movie, there's only like 3 people there. And I remember after it was done, because it ended the exact same way as the original,
Mhm.
I remember walking out and I could just tell, just the way the other people were, that they hated it.
Yeah.
But I was walking out, dude, I was like stoked. I was like, damn, like, I was so hyped on that movie, it wasn't even funny. And after seeing The Witch and that ending,
Yeah.
and just the sound design, I was blown away. And I remember sitting there thinking, like, this movie's probably going to be a big hit. And I remember chilling with my friend that night and sitting there saying, dude, you got to see it. It's going to be awesome. And then,
Yeah.
like, a week or two later, like, everybody hated it. Like, I didn't
I
hear
know.
one good thing. People were just, oh, it sucks. And I remember being really disappointed, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was the sort of thing I assumed it was going to be a bigger hit than it was.
Yeah.
And I think what it is, it's been the same sort of with all the Blair Witches, really. People either love them or hate them,
Yeah.
and I guess, the people that love it,
Yeah.
We recognize it for what it is. We recognize what they were trying to do and everything. I don't know. Maybe just like the normies don't get it.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, yeah, it sucks. And it sucks hearing the commentary, too, because Adam Wingard and stuff, you could tell they were big fans of the original. You could tell they really tried
Yeah.
to add everything in, to get everything to connect. There's a lot of thought putting into it, and it sucks
Yeah.
that it's thought of as just a cheap cash grab, because in reality it really isn't.
No.
You could tell
And
they
I'm-
all tried on it. Lionsgate, remember they even wanted to keep this movie secret.
Yeah, well,
Remember it was originally called The
yeah.
Woods and all this
I
stuff?
remember, yeah, I remember seeing things about it and thinking like that looks really good and everything, and then it comes up like it's Blair Witch. I'm like, oh, dude, and I was like so excited.
Yeah, just the fact that this is now basically a bargain bin title is really disappointing, man.
It is, and I mean, anyone listening who hasn't seen it, they should definitely give it a shot.
Definitely.
You know, especially now when you can get it for like $5.
Yeah,
You know,
that, and it's also sad too because Adam Wingard was on a complete winning streak
oh yeah,
up to this movie. He hadn't made a bad film yet, and it's still, to me, he hasn't. But as
yeah.
far as the public perception goes, and I know this had to have damaged Adam Wingard's confidence too. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure it did. Yeah.
Because even with hearing him and Simon Barrett talk about it, they're really they're not happy the way that the
No,
audience received it.
I mean, you can tell they're bitter,
Yeah,
and deservedly so. I mean,
yeah, and then I think Adam Wingard's I know you like anime a lot.
yeah,
I like anime a little bit. There's certain things I'm not a huge fan of it,
mm,
but he's obviously making Death Wish or Death Note.
Death Note. Yeah,
I don't
I
think that's a good move for him, man.
I I have to agree, but I'm actually, from what I've been seeing, I'm actually kind of interested
Yeah, it's just to me the
because
thing.
you know,
What I mean? He was
it
making good.
seems, yeah,
He was making good success doing the VHS, Your Next, The Guest, doing all this original stuff,
yeah,
And
yeah,
then all of a sudden you kind of tarnish it all by doing Blair Witch.
yeah.
And
I
then you're
think
going to jump into another beloved. That's a beloved franchise, man.
oh, it is. There's a lot of
Yeah.
hate online.
I've
And
never
it
seen
hasn't
the
even come
original.
out yet.
I've never seen the original anime, but I know it's one of the most popular out there.
It's a great series, and I tell you what, like if it, I want to say almost it's like the thinking man's horror anime.
Yeah,
It's like it's again quite cerebral
yeah,
and everything, which is something they're kind of going off of in this adaptation they're doing.
yeah,
But one thing that I do kind of like is they seem to be bringing the horror to this adaptation of it.
yeah,
Because I've seen a trailer for it. No, not a trailer. It was just like a short clip,
yeah.
and it's like
And they got
get,
Willem Dafoe doing it too, so
and I think that's going to be awesome.
yeah. I'm gonna
I
check it
really
out,
do.
even though I've never seen the original series. I'll still check it out, and that may help me not knowing the original.
I think it probably will, definitely,
Yeah,
because it's not the same characters as it's in the original, but they are and they aren't. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like they've taken Japanese characters and made them American. You know?
yeah,
So obviously they're not the same characters, but from what I've seen, I think I'm gonna give it a shot,
yeah,
and I think like you and me, we'll probably enjoy it because we like Adam Wingard's work.
yeah.
I think some of the hardcore fans of the series aren't gonna enjoy it.
Well, the thing is, I think if you're really big into anime, the majority of them won't even know who Adam Wingard is at all.
Yeah, it's very possible. You know.
But let's finish this up on the Blair Witch. So to finalize this episode up, what would you give your final score to Blair Witch?
I give it a 9 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah, it's
what
one
did
of.
what did you give the first one? A 10 out of 10?
I gave that an S rank.
So why wouldn't you put this in the S rank?
Just because it does, like people's comments, it's essentially the same movie,
Yeah,
like an updated version, if you
Yeah.
will. So that's just why it gets a bit of a lower rank.
yeah,
But it's a superior sequel.
yeah.
You know.
I still got to put this in the S category. I mean,
Yeah.
it's I find it just as good as the original, and
Yeah.
I love the fact that they give you so much more. They don't even give you; they like tease you so
Yeah.
much more to more of the legend and more of the mythos. That it's just if you keep thinking about it, you could just keep thinking more into, you know what I mean? You almost get like lost in it. There's so much.
Yeah.
I think this was perfect as just teasing everything. Like, I honestly think they should have done a sequel to this. And I know Adam Wingard wanted to do a sequel.
Yeah.
Because they actually, Simon Barrett said, I had heard too, that he said, now who even said that creature we see in the
Is the
movie
witch,
is the
yeah.
witch? He said, supposedly that was supposed to be Heather or something.
See, that would have been really, really cool.
Yeah, and that'd be more, that's what I'm saying, but we'll never know. And in the
No.
commentary, that's what Wingard says his exact words. He says, well,
Like, you'll
no
never
one will
know.
he says, no one will ever know because it didn't do well.
Yeah, and like, we're not telling you.
Yeah, and that was like, damn.
Yeah. It's the sort of thing almost, you know what I'd think would work? A Blair Witch, like, miniseries on, like,
Yeah.
maybe Netflix or something, you know?
Yeah, or A&E or something. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
really cool. Like, no one's done a found footage series yet.
No, I'm kind of surprised. I mean, and you could work it in, like, you could have, like, the found footage, and you could have, like, maybe, like, a bunch of people, like, investigating this footage.
Yeah. Well, it could
You
be
know-
like a little 6-episode mini thing, like each night's episode, broke
Yeah.
down into 30 minutes, all the events that happened throughout that day and night.
Yeah.
And then the next night's episode will be the events that happened the next day. And
Yeah.
you can convert all the footage into a half hour. I mean,
Well, hell, you could make it, like, 24,
yeah.
without the 24 episodes, because that might be a little much,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
but
was-
yeah, every episode would be a day or whatever, or...
Yeah.
I think the problem with that would be you'd need to get stuff happening pretty soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Otherwise people would be kind of like, yeah, I'm giving up on this. Though I always reckon the 3-episode rule.
Yeah, if it's not
Whatever
good.
it is, watch the first 3 episodes and you'll know by the 3rd whether you want to keep going or not.
Yeah. But let's
Yeah.
conclude this episode up for the listeners. So we now just talk about we're going to be recording every Sunday. So basically every Monday, the new episode will be up on YouTube and stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, so we're going to discuss what we're going to record next week right after this. But anyways, I'm Corey's Crypt.
This is BDG Reviews.
Peace.
Peace.